Hello, everybody. My name is Molly, and I am your game master for this, our episode of the Concord Illuminati. I am going to first throw it over to my friend, Adora.
I'm Adora. I use she, her pronouns. I play Celestrina, who uses she, her pronouns.
Kick it over to the owner of Bayou.
Hi, I'm Scarlett. I use she, her pronouns. I play Bayou or Bay, who uses they, them pronouns.
Throw it down to Trev.
Hi, I'm Trev. I use they, them pronouns, and I am playing Erish, the Minotaur, who uses she, her pronouns.
And finally, but not last,
Definitely
but not
last.
least, last, but definitely finally.
Yeah, I'm Penny. I'm playing Zinsha. We both use they, them pronouns, and neither of us actually know what that means.
If you have answers, let us know.
We've got questions.
Yeah, leave it in the comments. Oh, we're live?
We are live.
Put all of your pronoun discourse in Twitch chat right now.
Yes.
Right now. Do it
Don't
right
get
now.
all into a chat
Exactly.
right now, please. A crucible filled with 4 blades. One, a ritual dagger with amethyst insets. A hooked scimitar lined with emeralds. A glaive's edge with scattered ametrine. And the head of a brutal great sword, inlet with a deep purple and orange amethyst. This crucible is held over a white-hot forge as a chorus invokes the name and the magic of Admurs. The billows of the great forge flare, and the hot mithril and adamantine slip away from the divine core of the 4 blades of Admurs. An ancient mold is placed on a nearby table by a mithril-masked Malopelu functionary. The billows flare, and the coals spark. The halfling forms of Treskor and Thepa standing beside one another, facing that of the milky-eyed shaman of the Malgoktar, Kifefa. There's a Mali name for you. And the newly appointed leader of the loyal Unramal, the bare-chested Harangan Urgahan. Silent contemplation shows across the faces of these 4 leaders as their trusted advisors are backlit with the setting sun. From the top of the ziggurat of the relentless dagger where you find yourself, one can see civilian and cargo ships head quickly inland. Huge disc trains shuffling goods back and forth across the great arches of the city of Admurs. This mid-autumn sun beats down on the rooftops of the city as markets prepare their final sets of sails, and city illusionists shift illusion boards to warn people of the incoming bombardment and attack. The fleeing masses moving from the city to rural parts of the Daggerlands is visible, and their terror is palpable. The billows pump once again, coals burning bright. As the final bits of impurity are drawn from the blessed metals of the blades of Admurs, the faces of Celestrina, Erish, Zinsha, Taz, Ember, Wig, and Bayou are shown under darkened hoods, out of the mournful respect for the gravity of this moment. A drumbeat seems to echo through the weave in the vast distance, far off the coasts of Shalafran City and Januvari. The navies of the Ethereal Isles begin their first harrying of the ships of Hirja's flotilla, as the first Janurota waterbugs surge out into the water, turning sword on the betrayer Onramal forces beside them. The tremendous expenditures of magical energy echo through the minds of the diviners throughout the world, who now wait with bated breath for the first clashes on Admursian soil. Time passes, and the sword is wet and sharpened. As the sun hangs in its final moments in the Hadmursian sky, High Watcher Morira, leader of the Malopelu, doffs the garb of the smithy, lifts the weapon high, and it shines with the deep, cool, radiant blue energy in the purple of the sunlight. Concord and Illuminati, we are headed back from this evening ritual where the sword of the city was finally reforged after much consternation. One fragment of it brought by you, the other half kind of kept in by you through your intrepid negotiation and a whole bunch of Bible thumping by Bayou. Yeehaw, pronouns are peak. Thank you, Adora.
I just did what Penny said to do.
You're very good at following directions. We love that. So we will head over to a map of the beautiful state house as you all are turning in for the night. So I will activate this here, and I will say welcome to your lodging, and you are free to move about whatever you need to do and place yourselves however you are going to turn in for the evening as you are enjoying some time here. What you see, and let me move the audience over to the screen here. So, what you all see is a that's so stupid. I hate that that's there. Get out of here. All right. One sec. Yeah. So as you walk in, you look in, and the kind of well-appointed central room is here with two beautifully upholstered chairs. The library sits off to the left. There's kind of a beautiful balcony with a curtain wall that seems to keep too much of the breeze from blowing in. And there are 3 bedrooms that you can select from. So, welcome to your state house. Whatever you need to do for your night before you turn in, just place yourselves where you'd like to be as you turn in for the night. No trap.
I like that. I like that Zisha is running around excitedly exploring.
Okay.
You have yourself muted, friend.
Yeah.
That was so you didn't hear me chewing. I'm going to curl up around one of these bushes.
I think that I will sleep in a bed.
Bae will also sleep in a bed.
I think Arish is actually going to find her way to one of these like lavish couches and set up so that she can kind of be facing towards the door just in case, because of who she is as a person, and she's gonna unpack her things and kind of stay as close to the front of the abode as possible.
I like this bed.
Is that just right? You like the blue and purple?
Yeah, it's purple and it has cool engravings and stuff. You know how blankets can be engraved?
I do love a good engraved blanket. So as you're kind of going through and looking at, as you're observing all these different rooms that you have the opportunity to pick from, each one seems to be decorated with kind of different armors from around the world and different things that the Ohabala have collected as they have kind of accumulated things to make different guests feel comfortable. So you may have kind of armor hanging in your room. And otherwise really beautiful. There are kind of fresh cut flowers and plants growing around. And so we have Zinsha curled up for the night. We have Celestrina kind of taking the northernmost room here.
Josephine is eating the purple plants.
That's amazing. Roll a Constitution saving throw for Josephine.
Okay.
Also, while that's happening, go ahead, Trev.
I was just gonna say, I know last session, Arish's contact was saying that she was going to get a journal to be able to continue to keep communication up, or at least by day. Did that happen in this time span, or is Erish still waiting on the journal?
Erish is still waiting.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
By the way, I don't have a actor for Josephine. I don't know that we necessarily need one, but I don't have one in my thing. That's all.
Great. Thanks for letting me know.
Josephine has rolled a natural 1 on the Constitution.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
And
So
Josephine's Constitution save is -1, so
Josephine,
she got a
no.
0.
Josephine kind of floats over to this on its Fey wings, and while its wings are definitely of the Fey, its body is not of the Fey, and these plants are powerful. And so Josephine kind of falls kind of like sickly asleep very quickly and flutters down the bed, the pillow beside you, and just sort of like is not belly up, but just kind of like whomp right onto the pillow. And you can tell waking her up is going to be a whole thing.
Well, that's okay. I don't sleep.
That's true. You just kind of sit there in trance. And so you have this beautiful setup. There is the sound of like dripping from one of the faucets in the bathroom that you kind of hear throughout the night. So we will kind of, are you sleeping with the lights on in this space? Bayou wants to do a thing. What's up, Bayou?
No, I just wanted to, so Scarlet has limited visibility on Foundry right now, which is why I didn't do very much exploring. But I think Bay probably, you said something about a library. I think they would have been interested in that before bed.
It's right there.
Okay.
Can you not see that?
No, I cannot.
What is going on?
I now can't see me. Yeah, my vision. I'm happy to just like verbally roleplay this with you also, or you can move me around.
You might need vision at some point.
I've done fine without it so far, Penny.
We do want you to have vision. You have
It
vision. Vision is enabled.
Notoriously the only one in our party for a long time.
Do you have your actor selected, Scarlet?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I wish I could tell you what it is. Let me know if this does anything.
Are you just all black?
I can see, I'm in the main room now. I can see me in the main room.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Because most of my screen is black. I just only see the room I'm in.
Yeah, I only see the room I'm in, correct.
Okay.
So you just move around to explore.
Right.
Now do you still see?
Okay, so where is library?
It was right over there. Oh, you pinged back. But yeah, it's right there.
Oh, this is library. I see. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm looking specifically for like interesting or unusual, anything that's like not stock standard, because we're basically in like a guest room, right?
Right.
So you never know what interesting stuff, old coffee tables from the regimes of gods long past, whatever.
Are you looking for anything in particular?
I am looking for I would like to see if there's anything interesting religious texts.
Okay. You will find an early copy of the opus of the Riverway, which is the holy book of
the Ardmorsian. Okay. I want to look and see if there's any translational differences that are really noticeable, or anything that's been redacted in later versions or anything like that.
It's really interesting. Molly, the GM, doesn't have anything ready for that, but I'll think on it and I'll tell you about it when I come up with something. But
Deal.
yeah, so you can spend the night kind of poring over that until you conk out.
Cool. Good reading.
If I don't know how to read because no one ever taught me, what would the DC be to like spontaneously figure it out by looking at a book?
I feel like this is something you might come pre-built with.
Mm.
I feel like
but which languages?
That's true.
That's fair. It would be mostly Draconic. So popping open a book written in Common and no, you speak Common because no
But
speaks
I mean,
Common.
you can speak Common and not necessarily know how to read Common.
Valid. All right.
I don't think I've ever seen a book that wasn't like damaged and burned and stuff.
It's true. So you might
I feel
pop one open and sorry, go ahead, Scott.
I was just gonna say, if Bay witnesses you doing this, they're gonna like start subtly reading out loud a little bit and like kind of move towards you, like, oh, I could read to you if you want. If you're interested, you could come and sit in on my,
On your study?
Yeah.
What are you studying?
Ardmorse.
I thought
and the complicated history of Ardmorse.
I see.
Yeah, this is a really, really old text. And you see, in my normal text, these parts right here are a little bit different. And so I'm trying to figure out if maybe like there's a connection here between the morality of all living beings and these like little clerical errors that I'm finding here,
I think I changed my mind. I don't care about reading anymore.
Okay, well, enjoy your night then. And then Bale just turn around and go into their room and read.
I feel like because the library is literally right behind where Arish is like resting, right?
Yes.
If I'm looking right, Arish is just like laying and not trying to not move at all while this interaction is happening, just letting it happen behind her on the couch.
Pretending to be asleep so hard.
Yeah, just like one eye kind of peeks open every once in a while, like, are they still there? Okay. And like
Okie dokie. So, ooh, Arish. Let's see how that goes.
What? Huh?
Fun.
What?
What every player likes to hear.
Yeah.
Are there any windows in this room?
In
this suite?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, you would have windows primarily facing out towards the front of the building.
Which is the south?
Which is the east.
East, okay.
Yep.
Cool, so my bedroom has windows. That's great.
Yep. All of them would have windows. It's easy, breezy, beautiful. It's a really nice apartment. So, we all enter trance. We fall asleep. Sleep comes for you one at a time. As you are laying there, Arish, and you kind of do like one last scan before you kind of conk out, kind of like you're on high alert.
Mm-hmm.
You notice a little grit between, like a little you notice some liquid between the grout of the tiles in the room that you're in. Say again?
Sorry, I'm just being a peanut gallery.
It's like forcing its way up, or kind of just like how does it look? Like, does it look like it's naturally moving, or was it like somebody spilled something? Like, what am I kind of? If you want me to, I can make an investigation check.
Yeah, you can make it. You notice it. That's what I'll give you that. You want to make an investigation check, you can do that.
I would love to, because Arish is in an unfamiliar room in a house that she doesn't know. You know, she's a... Let's see. Investigation. Oh boy,
Investigation.
Investigation. That's a 16.
All right. So, yeah, you're thinking like Zinsha's running around like they probably found like fruit in the kitchen and like we're eating it and then just like a little bit of the juice. You're not a kid. You would know better than to just like spray food everywhere.
I also don't eat fruit. I eat rocks mostly.
That's true. So you're thinking that maybe the cleaning lady just didn't mop up completely. It's just
Is
like
there
a strange little bit of liquid.
Like a terry cloth or something nearby, or like a towel?
Yeah. You go in there. You pull up the liquid and it's red.
I think Erish kind of has a preconceived notion of what this is, but we'll do the sniff test. Like, does it smell like anything distinctive? Does it smell like maybe blood? I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, you can make a survival check.
Okay. You got it. Survival. Oh, I love that I have 0 in that. Oh, it's a natural 20, but I have +0, so it's a 20 on the die.
Oh yeah, it's blood. Oh yeah, it's blood.
Okay. I think first thing Arish is gonna do is look up and look down to see if okay, is it coming from the ceiling or is it coming from below and it's like seeping up?
So I think so basically upon it being disturbed in this way, an elemental made out of a whirling mass of blood appears directly in front of you, and we will roll initiative here. So I will have you be here.
Okay. Oh boy.
Are we surprised?
Because of those rolls, I'm gonna say no.
Does Arish
Wait,
have
is
a
everyone
moment
rolling
to,
initiative?
Are we all awake?
This is kind of before Arish goes to bed. So
Okay.
yes, if you're
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, is there a moment before we go into initiative where Arish can kind of yell out to signal that something is going on? Or is this kind of happening too quick for Arish to kind of communicate that?
you walked over, you picked up blood. What noise would you make when you it's like you scoop up the blood and then you have basically touched this creature's body, right?
I think Arish lets out the relatively loudest bovine kind of horn call that she can. Yeah, exactly. Hold on. Okay, initiative time. We're doing it.
Yeah, let me know when you're ready to hear a number.
Oh boy.
Let's see here. Right. Okay, so we are gonna go here. We're gonna grab everybody. We're gonna enter initiative. We're gonna battle. We're gonna roll for the NPC. All right, New Bay.
7.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did I move you?
Can't believe I'm Josephine-less.
Celestrina.
23.
Arish.
Oh, that's a whopping 6.
It's better than a not whopping 6.
Yeah.
Zinsha.
Just a 10.
It's never just a 10. So we will start here with Celestrina.
Yeah.
You
I am
hear
in my room.
"Ah!" from the other room.
So I can't. Well, I guess is anybody else
There you go.
like? Do you need to go first, Erish? Is that better? You wanna take the initiative from me?
No, I want this to play out
No.
exactly how it's gonna play out.
Okay, because I have the feet, like I can swap. So that's. But if no one's interested, then I'll
Adora
I'll
brackets. She's got the feet.
Do you have a good turn 1? I mean, I could go first and throw a million knives.
So it's just okay. I don't think I'm
1 million
swapping. I'm
knives.
alert, and I also have sense danger, so I'm like ready to go. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna throw it out. What's going on out here? What do I see? Oh wow.
You run out and you see a kind of like Erish is kind of like fallen back onto their onto their butt as a big elemental of blood is kind of ripped up through the cracks in the tile and is kind of like hanging down over them. As this happens, popping up through the tile behind you is another creature made entirely of blood, and will attempt to smack you with its pseudopod. It's kind of a what do you call it? It's like a puddle of goo. And it will miss with only an 11. So you run out, you see this thing as it kind of whoomp behind you, and ooze falls to the floor and starts to lash out at you.
Okay, an ooze shows up. Very good. Do you want me to have my armor on for this? Is that like
however you chance?
Is it? I'm definitely not trancing with my armor on. So I should have like an AC of like a 12 or something.
Okay, well it's still an 11 to hit. So
okay, great. Yeah, I haven't done I have a -1 dex. So yeah, probably not good, but we can figure it out when it's not my turn. Great, awesome. This is so perfect. I'm so great. This is. Celestrina is exasperated. It's just this stuff keeps happening. Okay. Mark of Shadows. I'm pulling the blood elemental towards me and away from Erish by 5 feet.
Okay.
And it's got the gnawing mark.
All right.
2 caterpillars rush over to attack this elemental with string shots. Not that I think that it's going to make them stop moving, but hey. 20 and 16.
20 and 16 on the elemental or on the ooze?
On the elemental.
On the elemental, they both will hit.
Okay. That's 5 damage. This is the Creeping Claw caterpillars, by the way, for those following along at home, which is a spell from Thaumaturge book.
Heck yeah. So it's a total of 5?
5 damage, yes. And so I'm reflavoring the Creeping Claw as caterpillars, and they shoot when they do their grapple attack. It's like a string shot thing. So this thing is grappled if it is capable of being grappled by string shots. I have a feeling that's not going to do anything.
Grappled.
Cool, that's cool, Adora. I like it.
Yeah, I'm just I'm putting out feelers, as it were.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm kind of screwed here. I don't know what's going to happen to me, but I'm going to use Mirror Image. So.
All right, and so you see Celestrina kind of walks out, looks at her 2 caterpillars, basically says, "I choose you, Caterpie," and just flings them at the elemental as she splits into 4. Probably 8 caterpillars fly at this elemental all at once, and then as they're all starting to kind of like fall into its body, they're kind of beaten down on it. Let me drag some caterpillars onto the board for you. There's
my
1,
AC is 11.
There's 2. All right, so then you do get hit.
Okay.
So then you take 6 bludgeoning as the kind of hands as the tentacle slams into you, and 16 necrotic. And you feel the blood leaving your body and sliding into the ooze as it seems to gain some benefit from hitting you.
Yay.
Yay! All right. Next up here is our good friend, the Blood Elemental. Yay!
Not that guy.
Okay,
My
yay.
What a
favorite
real
NPC so
treat.
far.
What a real friend here. So they are going, the favorite NPC so far.
It's
They
the one
are
we're
going
going to
to
adopt.
Yeah.
move over the two. They're going to move over the two caterpillars.
So that's Celestrina just going, well, that's just great.
And let's see here. They are going to.
Cute.
I guess we're gonna. We are going to go for. Let's force a. Each creature in the elemental space moves. I'm going to force a Constitution saving throw for the two caterpillars.
Great. Left is orange. Okay, I lost my other die, so I guess first one is nat 20.
Okay. Saves.
Second one is 18.
Okay. Both save.
Yay.
You take no you take no damage. Saving throw is successful. The creature's pushed out of the elemental space.
Okay.
Bummer, dude. So it runs over and it tries to start absorbing the caterpillars, but they kind of like wiggle their way out. They're kind of like squirming through this swirling torrent of blood.
Yeah.
Next up here is Penny, is Zincha.
Yeah. Is there any kind of a mental check I could make? Because I do most of my damage by throwing daggers at things, and this thing is made of blood. I'm wondering if there's any way I could determine if it has resistance to piercing damage, for example.
You can trade, and you can either throw a weapon and see what happens, or you can make a recall knowledge check. It's not recall knowledge, that's Pathfinder. It is a study action, which will take your entire action.
Entire action?
Up to you.
Oh, fuck that. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll move. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll move down here so I can get good line of sight. And I'll make my first attack action against the Blood Elemental. Oh, I'll bonus action Hunter's Mark it.
Okay, great.
That's my first Hunter's Mark. I got 2 left for the day. And I'll use my first action to throw a dagger. That is not a good roll. I remember it being +7.
+7 is
Wow.
correct. Go ahead.
Where? There. I got a 13.
You got a 13. That will just miss. Your dagger skirts the outside of this elemental, not able to affect the enchantment binding it together.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll throw another dagger. This one is 15.
That will hit.
Okay.
For those of you playing along at home.
That is D4 plus D6 plus D6, if I remember correctly from last
That's
week.
correct.
D6, yeah. 8 plus strength, which is strength is 4. Yeah, 12 damage.
Cool. So as this first hit connects, you notice that it is not as effective as you would hope it would be, but it does do some damage to the enchantment binding it together.
Okay. And I have the one attack action left, the offhand one. Well, that's stinky. I don't know how else to deal damage. I guess I'll just attack again.
Cool.
I miss.
All right. So as Zinsha kind of springs to life, coming up from underneath, hearing the startled cow yelp, and the kind of splashing of things on the other side of the room, stands up, reaching for their daggers, and 3 whirl across the room. 2 ping off of the wall of a lit wall sconce, and the final one buries itself in the center of this elemental, kind of floating around in this whirling tornado of blood. Next up is New Bay.
Okay. So do halflings have better movement now, or was
Yes.
that? Oh, good. Okay. So I'm gonna just move over here. So what I am gonna do, I can't see anybody. So what I'm gonna do, Bay will go ahead and cast a spiritual weapon.
Okay.
As
Just gonna
far
sit back and just like.
I can't see any of them, yeah. So they're just trying to like do anything they can to help their friends. So yeah, they're gonna just kind of blindly cast the spiritual weapon into this room, like here.
Just so you know, spiritual weapon is now a concentration spell.
Okay, cool. I will still do it, but thank you.
Great.
And then
you pop your head out and you throw a spiritual weapon into the room.
I think that's all I can do because I can't see anything else. So that's what I'm gonna do.
What's the range on spiritual weapon? It's 90 feet.
60.
Okay, so 1. Okay. So we'll throw it as far as we can get it. So we will say that your spiritual weapon is there.
Okay.
They're there.
They're there.
Would you like to? It can move up to 20 feet. And take an attack action.
Can I? Yeah, I was gonna say, can I just like blindly have it swing at something?
It can see.
Yeah.
Can it? I think I have to move it.
I think you do. I think you do as well. So you slide it forward 20 feet, and if you're just having it swing blindly, you hear the crunch of a very expensive chair.
Oh, no.
And Erish, you see right behind you what does your spiritual weapon look like?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it is like a great axe, but it's made entirely of water, and then maybe the edges are like frozen into, sharp blades.
So you see this huge this frozen great axe come down and crush the chair behind you, Erish, as you just sort of stood up.
Sorry!
Like, what the heck? And as this happens, the spotlight comes around to you.
Okay, I think Erish wheels around at first, seeing this like magical water spiritual weapon pop behind, and like looks and turns, sees it kind of came from Bay. Refocusing is going to pull out her longsword and trudge forward, getting into, I think, coming up right here. And then bonus action is going to enspell her sword.
Yep.
Much like last time. Second verse, same as the first. And then is going to take a swing at the blood elemental with that enchanted sword, which is now, because of Mystic Mark, considered magical.
So sparks of arcane energy fly off of the longsword, greatsword,
Longsword.
The longsword in Erish's hands as she steps forward, doing her duty, and slicing this thing into pieces. She steps forward and give me your attacks.
First attack is going to be no.
Cantripping?
Let's see. Do I want to cantrip?
Yeah. Yay.
Well, the first, I'm doing a normal swing, First attack.
That's what you said. Yep.
Yeah. So that's 10. I rolled really bad. I rolled a
10
3 plus
10 will miss.
6
10
plus
will
1.
miss.
And then we'll wheel around and we'll bloodletting bite using a cantrip to do the second action here.
Interesting. Bloodletting bite. So go ahead and make the attack.
Sure. So what is this? Against a creature with the spell's range, otherwise the spell fails. When a hit, the creature's current hit points are more than half. Right. So
There's the
9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 to hit on the bloodletting bite.
If the creature's current hit points are more than half, the target suffers the attack's normal effects. Okay.
So this is just going to be my normal charged up
Heck yeah.
thing.
So it was a 17 hits.
17 hits. So it's just going to be a d8 for this attack plus 3, I believe. No,
Cool.
because 1 extra because of being enchanted. So, okay.
What kind of weapon do you have?
Right now I have a longsword.
Okay. Does anyone have a blunt instrument? Bay does, right? Bay has a mace or something?
Bay has a mace.
Maybe. Probably.
On the character sheet, there
Yep,
is a Bay
Bay
mace.
for sure has a mace.
I did for giving Bay something that they could use with their stats. I did also give Bay a dagger, but canonically Bay has a mace.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
Well, it seems like slashing and piercing probably bad. And I have magic weapons, so I was wondering if there's anyone that would benefit from magic weapon more than me, I guess.
I got you.
But I don't know. They're made of goop. I'll probably just go use my breath weapon my turn.
So
I
this
think
is
that.
gonna-
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say this is just going to be 10 points of necrotic damage because my enspelled weapon.
Heck yeah.
Or ensnared weapon. Yeah.
How's that?
Necrotic. Yep, that goes through perfectly fine. That is we are down to that. So you kind of see stepping forward, sheathing your blade in this necromantic energy, and pulling the energy in from this horrendous creature. You slash through it, and you seem to leave a big gash that the enchantment is now losing fluid from. Next up is Ma'ooz.
Not the ooze.
How was the force damage from Hunter's Mark, by the way? Did that go
Force
through?
damage from Hunter's Mark goes through fine.
Cool.
Also,
Yep.
I forgot my fighting style thrown weapon gives me +2 damage. But I think you halved it anyway, so it's only 1 damage extra. That would've
Cool.
been.
Thank you for letting me know. So the ooze is going to the ooze is gonna just whack you again with its tentacle, with its
I'm a juicy
pseudopod.
target. Where's my d6s?
You are a juicy target. It does miss with an 8, however.
All right.
It is just you just kind of like after the first one, you're just kind of it reaches up with another pseudopod, and you're just kind of sidestep this one, and you're like, no, absolutely not. Top of the order is Celestrina.
Brilliant. Okay. I am going to I'm keeping it simple here. I think because I'm not the 20 AC, situation I usually am. We're gonna have the caterpillars are gonna just kind of move out of the way a little bit and attack this guy again. Left is orange. And the attack rolls are 16 and 15.
That will hit the elemental. Yes.
Okay, that's 2 damage, 1 each.
Great.
And actually, no, that's not true because I can't grapple them. So these are the normal attacks. So that's actually 4 damage, 2 each.
You know,
And
Every little bit counts.
I'm going to cast Forsaken Chains on the ooze at 2nd level. So it's going to have 5 chains on it.
On the ooze or the elemental?
On the ooze.
Okay.
Yeah, the one next to me.
Yep.
That's the one I want to hit. And then I'm going to use Grasping Shadows and make a 10-foot radius sphere of shadows around me that me and the ooze can only leave if they take the disengage action.
Okay, so they can't move, and then they extra can't move.
Yes.
Love that. I'm here for it.
And I'm going to step away from the ooze and let it attack me if it wants to do that.
It does want to attack you more than anything in this world.
Okay.
That will be a 14.
That hits easily. So I'm rolling 3d6s for mirror image, and one of them is used up.
One of them is expend. All right, cool. Next up is Celestrina. You step away. You cast that. You see a set of butterflies wrap itself around the ooze, as the centipedes do their best to make a dent in this blood elemental. As the blood elemental is being bit into by the little creatures, it will slide over the creatures again and force another Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I can't see them anymore. Let me just look for a second. Okay, top is orange. Okay, the con saves are 16 and 11.
All right, the 11 one is going to take 10 necrotic damage.
Okay, they resist necrotic damage.
So they're going
and
to
have
take,
10 hit points. So that's very
they're
good.
Take 5 necrotic damage. And you will have they can make saves at the end of their turns, strength saves to get out. As
Okay.
they are sort of absorbed into this creature here.
They're strong.
They are stronger than much of the historical party of the Concord no Menage. Yes. Next, go ahead. All right, Zinsha, you're up.
Okay. These slugs are.
They're not slugs and they're not centipedes. They're caterpillars. They're much cuter than either of those things. Actually, wait, they're slugs on the image that is used for them is slugs. My bad.
But they are friends.
Friends.
They're friends. Well, I mean, I don't know if you can. They're attacking the thing attacking you, so I think you can infer.
Okay,
Defense
20
slugs.
feet of movement. I'm going to start. I guess I will simply throw 2 daggers to start off with. I'll start with my attack action. That is another 15. No, that's a 14, which doesn't hit. AC 16, I think. Now,
sorry, you threw a 14. 14 does hit.
At the blood elemental?
Yes.
Oh, why did a 15 miss earlier? Did something change?
15 hit earlier.
15 hit earlier.
Yep. I may have made a mistake, so we'll keep going.
Yeah. So 14 hits. So it's D4 plus 2D6 plus some numbers. That is another pretty stinky roll. 6 plus 4 plus 2, 12 total.
So the 2 was the force damage?
Oh, no, 3 is the force damage. 3 force damage. Sorry. 3 force damage and 9 piercing.
So that's the first hit. Go ahead.
Okay. The second dagger does not get the momentum strike. That is a 21 to hit, so that hits.
Definitely.
We'll do D4 plus 2, no strength bonus because the offhand one, and the D6 for Hunter's Mark. 5 force damage and 5 piercing.
Okay. All right, and so this kind of like a war, 1,000 paper cuts into this elemental made of just blood. You see bit by bit they are hacking away at this thing, hack.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Yes, I'm going to move 20 more feet and apologize to your magical creatures. Actually, I'm going to move here because I just realized there's this thing. I am going to use my breath weapon. I need a DC 13 dexterity save from both of the caterpillars and both of the monsters.
So the elemental saves, the ooze also saves.
They both save. They have +2 dex. They're crazy.
These caterpillars are not failing saves at all.
No.
So what do they take on a successful save?
Oh, 2d10 halved. So first d10 is
Okay,
a
wait. So
9.
one of them is absorbed by the elemental, right?
So it makes the check at disadvantage.
That's fine, but I mean it's blocked. Like it's not going to take as much damage from this breath weapon if it's inside the elemental.
It is psychic damage.
It is going to take the damage.
Okay.
Good angle.
17,
All right.
17 damage halved if they save the save.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, the one inside dies.
All right, wicked. And as that happens, the blood elemental absorbs its essence and begins to grow.
Yay. There's only one, or I don't know how to like track the HP of the other one. Like I only have one on my like actors thing, but the other one is at
You click into the token.
Okay, yeah, I'll move my character temporarily just to see it so I can do that.
Next up is so as Zincha comes forward and with a flurry of two daggers flying by, one slashing at the elemental magic hold at the magic binding this elemental together. The third attack as a, how do you want to narrate your what does your breath weapon look like?
What does my breath weapon look like? An excellent question. It's definitely pink because it's psychic. Like, what are we, stupid? Come on. Psychic damage is always pink.
Always.
I've played enough Pokemon to know what color confusion is.
No, you go.
I think it is not something you see with your eyes. Like, there's no light coming off of it. It's like the psychic energy tells your brain there's something here that is shimmery and pink, and it's almost like if you could imagine a video game kind of glitching out and like overlaying two textures. Like it moves through everything as though it doesn't interact with them at all physically, you know?
Cool.
And if you close your eyes, you still see it.
Ooh, wild. Okay. So as this wave of energy ripples through the weave by you, you can feel it kind of surge through the room in front of you, and it's a magic you've never felt before as you see these two creatures kind of shake with it. And that was 17, so we are down to
just so you know, the elemental is half inside the shadow bubble.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So it's like half like obscured,
which means we
like
can't move.
I don't know what it means. I think that the wording of the thing is that like let's see. You and each larger, smaller creature you choose can't leave the sphere unless it it doesn't say inside the sphere. So yes, it can't leave the sphere unless it takes disengage action.
Can you draw the sphere on the board for me?
I actually do have one more thing to do that I forgot. I still have a bonus action.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, having unleashed my breath weapon, reach behind without looking and tap what is her name? What's the Minotaur's name, Trev?
Erish.
Tap Erish's longsword and cast magic weapon on it.
Cool.
Is it already a magic weapon?
It is already a magic
weapon.
It
is already a magic weapon.
Never mind.
Wait, it is? I thought that your Inspell made it a magic weapon.
Yes, the Inspell is what made it a magic weapon, which is what
This would do nothing. Am I correct about that?
I would
I
say
think
that
it's-
you would intuit that.
You touch a non-magical weapon. That's what the spell says. Okay, I'll put magical weapon on my own spear in that case.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that it's a little bit ambiguous because of I think in spell might be it is considered magical for the purposes of dealing damage or whatever. But I think that
so. Yeah,
whatever
I'm
rolling
gonna
you make
say
is
that it is magical, just
Great,
for the sake
awesome.
of moving it along. We'll talk about it during
Cool.
break.
Yeah, no worries.
Heck yeah. So as Zinsha surges forward with a flurry of daggers and a flit of magical energy pouring out of her body, resonating out of their very body, they draw a spear from behind them, and as they do, it begins to glow with a light pink radiance. By you.
Oh, does Hunter's Mark affect breath weapon?
No.
Okay.
Attack rolls.
Only attack rolls, only weapons.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I still cannot see what's going on. So
Can
I'm
you
gonna
see, Molly? I don't know how to draw a square, but I have a square drawn, but it will go away if I do anything.
Let's see here.
Done.
Okay, perfect.
Come now. All right. So I'm gonna
Here's
come
the
on
earth.
out here.
Round.
Here's the earth. I can see now. Fantastic. All right, I'm going to first of all, where is my spiritual weapon, Molly? Is it this little square
Yes.
right here? Yeah,
Yep.
okay. So I'm gonna
It's right beside the broken chair right there.
Fantastic. I'm gonna move that. I think I can move it 20 feet.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
You can
20
move it there.
feet. Okay, so I'll move it there. And then I will go ahead and cast I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt because that's 120 feet on the guy.
On the big elemental. Cool.
Yeah.
You do so. Take your shot.
Okay, fantastic. Excuse me, Winston. I'm so sorry. There's a cat in my dice box.
Oh my gosh. There's a
Oh
cat
my
in my
goodness.
dice box. The Irish song we didn't know we needed.
Okay. That's gonna be +7. Wow. 25.
25 is gonna hit. Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
great. Cool. Okay, so that's gonna be 46. 17 damage.
17 damage. All right, wicked.
Pretty good.
That is exactly what I expect from you these days. This creature you are seeing the strands of fate pulling this creature towards the grave, Erish.
Is radiant damage normal? Does it take the radiant damage normally?
As this bolt, as this kind of globule of water flies across the room and sizzles against it, it seems to work normally. Next up is Erish.
Cool. Erish, seeing Zinsha step up next to her, is going to also kind of move in again, kind of closing the gap and getting close to the blood elemental, and is going to pop off or attempt to with another hit with her inspelled sword. This time going versatile, so doing a two-handed strike.
Versatile.
We're going verse on this one. That's going to be 21 to hit.
21 to hit, absolutely hits.
Okay, and because I hit, I'm going to go ahead and use one of my Eldritch Armaments, drop a second, or expend a second level spell, so that I can roll an additional 3d6 of damage on this, because I was using a versatile attack.
Cool.
As she kind of wells up and you see her dump you can see her dump more arcane energy into her sword, and it glows an even brighter neon green, and she powers up for the swing to impact on this
Get it.
On this thing.
Erish, did you make an attack roll for that? I'm sorry, I was not paying attention.
Yes, I did.
You should have had advantage on that because of my. It doesn't matter because obviously you hit anyway. But
Guiding bolt, you can check for a crit.
I would say I could crit. I could fish for
if
the
you
crit.
want,
Let's do it. Let's do it because that would be so beautiful.
Yeah, it'd be a beautiful thing.
It was not a crit, but it did improve it to a 23.
Actually, a 23 doesn't hit. So
I'll take my dice and I'll take my dice and go home.
Time to go home.
Yeah. That's all she wrote, right?
Yeah, sorry.
15
The
misses.
blood elemental wins. It consumes all of Erish's blood.
A 15 misses, a
dang.
14 hits, but a 23 misses. We got anti-armor here.
Yeah. Hey,
Anti-magic and
Time numbers.
anti-armor.
Low rolls only.
a blood elemental consuming all my blood is just another Wednesday for me. So it's whatever. It's fine. It's
Life
good.
in corporate America.
Yeah,
Blood elemental consuming all my blood.
Just corporate things. What? I lost my place. Oh goodness. Okay, here we go.
1d10 plus 3d6 plus.
That's
mod.
ooh. That's so juicy. That's nice.
She juicy.
20, 24. That's gonna be 25 points of necrotic damage.
Woo!
As that impacts a big wallop hit into this blood elemental.
And so as this happens, I need for let's see here. I need a wisdom saving throw from Bay.
Oh, okay.
A wisdom saving throw.
Not super good.
Uh-oh. Did I do a bad? Did I do
You're
a
good at those,
bad?
though, right?
That's gonna be 11.
Awesome. You gain the paralyzed condition.
Oh.
Cool.
Please
Go ahead. Well, I'm just going to I don't know if Erish has clocked that yet. She's going to follow up with a secondary hit on this as well. So doing her 2 attacks. That's sure is a number. That's going to be a 25 to hit. I think.
Yeah, that's definitely going to hit. 100%.
Yes, that would be a 25. Yep. This is unfortunately not actually 25. I'm good. We're good.
We are good. We're doing great.
We're
It's
doing
going
great.
Awesome.
We're popping off. This is still going to be a versatile attack, so
Yep.
That's going to be 7, 8, 9. That's going to be 9 points of necrotic damage on that second hit.
9 points of necrotic damage. The enchantment binding this creature together is hanging on by a thread. As two flourishes of the blade fly through the enchantment binding it together.
I realized I should have sequenced that differently. Oopsie. That's okay.
Goose.
That'll be it because I'm realizing if I'm looking at my thing right, I can action cantrip, do my second attack, and because I did a cantrip bonus action, do another hit if I was looking at my features right.
So I've errated away the bonus action attack. And
okay,
you now have the regular Bladesinger cantrip.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's just war magic. I don't have the mystic meditation where it's you cast a cantrip as an action, you make one weapon as a bonus action. It's all just during my actions.
If you cast, I think mystic meditation is if you cast a spell. But we can resolve that.
Yeah,
after.
Okay.
All right. So
That's
as this happens, the ooze is very unhappy to be held in the way that you are holding it. And
I'm hiding.
I'm thinking, I'm trying to come up with a way that makes sense. Like, how do you shackle a puddle?
Oh yeah, maybe
So
it's like
what
a big
I'm going
mason
to do
jar.
here is I'm going to give it. I'm going to just have it take half damage from the Forsaken Chains.
Why? Just because of like the flavor of it?
Yeah, because it can be grappled. So how is there?
Well, they're necrotic
Chain.
damage. They're like metaphorical chains. They're like chains to the underworld. I don't know. You can do it. I'm not gonna. That's my read.
So actually, it snaps all. Well, so going by the book here, it snaps all the chains and nothing happens because it's immune to necrotic damage.
Oh, nice. That's fine with me. Actually, like if it's immune to necrotic, then that would be funny.
It slides over to you and it makes another hit at you with its pseudopod.
That's so great. That's so funny.
And it will miss. Next up is Celestrina. You have this ooze right in your face. Your go-to spell has you've just watched it slip through your favorite bit of magic. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I made the assumption that if they're both made of blood, then they'll have the same resistances and immunities, which is apparently not true. So that's awesome. Yeah, I'm having a great time with this one. Okay. Well, you know, I think at this point, I'm just gonna cast. I have one more caterpillar. I want to see if I can take out this elemental, because it's hanging on by a thread, right?
Yep.
Okay, attack. I miss. Okay, that's handled.
Hey, that's the first roll Adora has done that's below a 14 tonight. So take that. So
that's
you know she's being honest. Here we go.
I bet I bet will be great against blood.
What?
Fire. I'm gonna just do the create bonfire cantrip here. So dex save.
Love it. Yep, that is gonna fail.
Okay, so that's 2d8 damage. Let's see. Fire damage, and then we'll see what happens with fire damage, huh?
I've never smelled blood boiling. I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of what this might smell like.
It's not a pleasant
smell. What I think is like it's kind of like a thick, sickly odor with kind of some metal overtones to it that kind of starts to waft throughout the space as kind of this as like a puff of steam and smoke starts to erupt out of the room that Celestrina's in.
Okay,
it would bubble before it's steamed because it has to denature all of the cell proteins before any liquid can actually start evaporating off of it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you hear a lot of some gurgling.
Gurgling happens. And, that's 8 fire damage.
8 fire damage. Cool.
And I'm gonna have the bonfire be in the space right next to me. And then I'm concentrating on that to keep the bonfire there. And cool. I am going to do Mark of Shadows and not pull it towards me because that's fine. I just want it to have a bunch of butterflies bothering it. Like maybe they're not like blocking its vision because it doesn't really see, I'm guessing. But maybe they're like, making disturbances in the air and it's like unclear where I'm standing because of that,
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, absolutely. So as all these butterflies start to wrap around the ooze in the private bedroom of Celestrina, this elemental slips forward and forces a Constitution saving throw from the Caterpillar, Erish, and Zincha.
19 for me.
Oh. 19 from the Caterpillar.
This is the most dexterous the most beefy caterpillar that has ever been.
Got some beefy boys there, Adora.
I do.
And what do we got? What do we got, Kev?
You're muted.
Oh my goodness, here I am. I don't think I have anything special for my con save. I was just checking, so that will be a 16.
So you will save. That is great. And so it moves forward. It will shunt you two back that way, and it will shunt the caterpillar that way as well. And that will be the said what?
I said the caterpillar. It's so stupid.
Yes, it is. All right, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see coming up right beside you, by you as you're in this paralyzed position,
Mhm.
is a halfling with a kind of a white tufty beard and a large moonstone inset into its jaw, and it's going to look over at your party, make direct eye contact with you, and is going to force a con save again on the 3 folks.
Well, that's not very nice.
No, wait. Okay, where is it coming from?
It walked right up beside you.
So
Okay.
the caterpillar makes another con save.
Yes.
13.
Okay.
The best part about this is I rolled exactly the same as I did before, so it is a 16 again.
Why is the DC not very obvious? Dear Foundry, what the heck?
Hey,
Sometimes
Foundry,
it'd be
can
like
we
that.
talk about your
Yeah,
product?
let's sit
Can
down
we
and have
talk
a
about
chat.
this? All right, the DC is 15 apparently.
Okay, they finally did it. They finally absorbed the caterpillar.
This is a different thing. As an explosion, as the plants all around you wither and turn to this like this kind of black have all the life sucked out of them and turn immediately into this piles of rot inside of these pots. You feel that same magic start to rot around your ankles. So who beat a 15?
This is Constitution again,
Con. Yep.
and that's everybody.
That is you, Caterpillar, and Erish.
I failed that one. With an 8.
Okie dokie.
I got a 16, so I succeed.
All right, cool. Let's do the thing. Go here. All right. We're gonna roll 8d8 as the blight spell goes off.
Oh, Blight is one of my favorite spells.
Look
Ooh,
out.
ooh,
It's fine.
boy, oh
My caterpillar-
my.
5.
My caterpillar
17.
resists necrotic damage, so with its 2 remaining hit points, it's chilling. for sure.
27.
Didn't it fail the roll, though?
36.
Don't worry about it.
No. 33. 38. 38 necrotic damage as this puff of necromantic energy surges across the room.
I'm going to cast Absorb Elements.
That I don't think it can absorb necrotic. I think it has to be
The spell captures some of the incoming energy.
fire,
Right, but it's like when you
lightning, cold.
Well,
A reaction when you take acid, cold, fire, thunder, lightning damage, right?
it doesn't say that.
In the casting time.
Acid. Okay, trigger when you take acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage. Okay. Safety roll. When you take damage of any type other than psychic, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage by an amount equal to half your ranger level plus your dex modifier.
Cool. So as this burst of necrotic energy comes around, you see Zinsha diving for safety, kind of instinct taking over.
Well, don't get too excited. I believe half my ranger level gets rounded down or up.
Up.
It's just 6. So you said 38, so it's 32 instead.
I said 33. I thought.
Then
I thought it's
27.
38.
38. So 38 minus 6 is 32.
Yeah.
Cool. So you see Zinsha kind of diving as kind of trying to make a tactical roll out of the way. Zinsha is able to mitigate a little bit of this assault that is coming at her.
Concentration.
Yeah. Yep. So that'll be a DC 15.
DC
Also,
15.
If we succeeded, we take half, right, for that
You
one?
take half. Yep.
Okay, so I'll be taking 19.
All right, I passed the DC 15. How did you? You told me last time. It's like whichever
10 is
is
half the
formula.
damage, whichever's higher.
10 or half the damage, whichever's higher. Okay.
Okay.
I still passed, but it would have been 16.
Frickin' wicked. So as this looks up, this here's his blood mage with this large moonstone and set into his jaw is like grilling you down by you as he's starting to like cook your friends. Zinsha, you have just had this tremendous burst of necrotic energy. You're kind of starting to leak this emerald liquid that's kind of pouring down your scales and starting to radiate out magical energy. What would you like to do?
I can't see Celestrina.
Yep,
I'm hiding in the other room.
next room.
If I use my breath weapon, is it going to hit you?
No, I have a
no
wall.
way of knowing.
Okay. I'm going to do a 15-foot cone such that it hits both of the enemies, and
Cool.
you can just tell Celestrina to take the save if she needs to. It is DC 13.
All right. The elemental will fail. The ooze will it's a 13.
Mhm.
Let's see if it's a -2 dex or not. It is a -2 dex. It also fails.
2
Nice.
failures, so full damage from 2d10. That is going to be I rolled a 3 on the 2 dice. 2d10 gave me 3 damage. Okay. That's fine. Sometimes that happens when
Sometimes
you're
that
playing
does
a game
happen.
of dice.
Sometimes it does.
I'm
It
sure the
can't all
cleric
be-
who casts inflict wounds would know nothing about
My dice love inflicting wounds. That's all I can say.
Okay, and then I'm going to use my magical spear. Which is
So wait, the breath goes out and it does minimum damage, which is 2, right?
3.
Which is 3. So how does your as the magic surges through this elemental in front of you, the one that has ambushed you and tried to suck your blood, what does it look like as you draw this as you put it to sleep?
Oh, that was all it had left. It was really hanging on by a
It was
thread.
dead. Yeah.
You see me open my mouth, ready to shoot out this like powerful jet of psychic energy, and then you just see me start coughing on the acrid like metal fumes that are coming off of it as it's congealing into like a burnt, bloody
Oh, no.
mass,
Oh,
and it
no.
kind of sputters out. And there's a moment of panic, of like real panic on my face as I don't know what's happening, and then the congealed blood just turns into a puddle and stops being animated, and you see me have kind of a like what just happened? But I don't have time to think, so I'm gonna move at least 20 feet and then use my... Actually, I guess I'm just gonna completely waste my magic weapon this fight. That's fine. I'll move 20 feet and then throw my 2 daggers because I can do it that way since I'm not in melee anymore. Does the spear have light? It does not have light. It has thrown, but not light.
You can throw it and then throw your daggers.
I cannot because spear is not light, so I cannot use my offhand to use a light weapon.
You have 2 attacks.
I just use one.
Right. That's true.
I'm
That's
just gonna throw 2 daggers. Bread and butter.
Cool.
Oh, the thing died, so I'll use my bonus action to move my hunter's mark onto the thing. I rolled off the table. I made a 6 + 7 is 13 on the ooze.
Yeah, hits.
Hits? Okay.
Yep.
It's just kind of hanging out there. Like it's not like hard to.
That's
big and hard
I
to
have
hit.
to add 2 to this, which I forgot last time. So this is these dice. It's going to be 8 + 6, 14 piercing and 2 force damage.
14 piercing and how much?
2 force damage.
Just like I really love that the audience gets to see me load while I do mental math every time that I need to do this. So that these two daggers fly out and do like an absurd, like really start to gash into this as the creature is starting to leak out liquid here.
And it sizzles into the fire as it leaks out.
Yep,
It's bleeding blood from its blood body.
My free offhand dagger throw, 19 hits. It is no momentum on this one. That is cocked. This is going to be 4 piercing and 6 force damage.
Okay, cool.
I guess I could have gotten my momentum if I wanted to, but we already did this.
All right, wicked. So as you see Zinsha kind of poke their head into the shadowy sphere that's hanging over this area, you see you don't see much. Celstrina sees blubbering and hissing at this point, and so I think that if this creature lives to the end of this round, I'm going to start building a kind of like smoke as it starts to fill the room as you're starting to boil the blood.
Cool.
So Bio, you're up. You are paralyzed.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Paralyzed means that you can make a save at the end of your turn, basically.
No, I can do bonus action.
Okay.
So, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe I am not allowed to use actions or reactions.
Oh, no, you can't use a bonus action while you're incapacitated, which is the thing that you get from paralyzed.
Is this a new, or am I reading the wrong rule?
Yeah. Well, there's PHP 24 paralyzed. You have the incapacitated condition. So then you have to go read incapacitated, which says you can't take any action, bonus action, or reaction.
Right.
Your concentration is broken. And yeah, you get to roll a save.
Okay, cool. Then I guess I get to roll save. What am I con?
It is wisdom.
That doesn't matter. I absolutely do not make it.
Do you want to use so remember that you have the lucky feat that you can expend before you make a roll to do it at advantage. I will give you leeway as you're sort of adjusting to 2024. Would you like to use your lucky? And remember, you re-roll all natural ones with your halfling.
Nope, it was worse. I rolled a 5 and then a 2, so.
Sometimes it be like that.
Yeah, well, sometimes.
Okay.
All right, so Bayou is unable to shake off the magic holding their blood in place as they sort of sit there in terror. What did you like, if you're trying to communicate with this mage that just walked up and absolutely nuked your friends with this, you can't see it. That's why. There it is. This mage that's right beside you that just nuked your friends. What are your eyes looking like? Tell me what you're
I don't know, probably just a defiant rage.
Okay, cool. And what's that look like?
It looks like burning defiant rage, Molly.
Does anyone see, is there a third like enemy here? And if anyone sees them, I assume that they'll tell me about it. Like call around the corner. Okay. I'm just gonna peek so I can see.
Would we have knowledge of where Bay is? Like, we would relatively know because
they're not that far behind you, and there's a person right there.
Oh, they're behind us. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think Arish is going to turn around and see that and attempt to is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Basically move down here and is going to throw out a thing. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and cast a second level, a grave bolt.
Cool. Go ahead.
So let's see. We make an attack on this one, right? I'm trying to see.
Molly, I can't move my character anymore because I'm hidden behind this enemy.
Okay. So
I'll just not see. I'll just use theater of the mind.
Oh boy. That's gonna be that was a natural 1 plus 7.
Yep.
So I don't think that's gonna hit.
No, that is definitely not going to hit. So you run forward, and this creature, as you slash forward, it seems to like pull apart into like different bands of blood, and then reform as your blade, as the bolt passes through it and slams into the wall behind you, leaving a big scorch mark. Next up is the ooze, and the ooze is going to make its attack at Celestrina, and it's finally going to hit, and it will deal 6 bludgeoning, 16 necrotic.
Mirror image.
Okay.
I have 1 left.
Cool. Next up is we are going to go into break
Dex
here.
save.
So
if
we
it ends
will
its
come
turn, it
back
takes a
on the
dex
top
save.
of the order here with Celestrina. So we will be back here at 9:10 p.m. Eastern. See you in a minute. Bye.
Bye.
And we are.
Hydrate, kids.
Don't forget to drink water. Speaking of water, it is Celestrina's turn as this mage steps forwards and unleashes this barrage of necrotic magic. You hear this halfling call out, "Celestrina! Hirja's emissary has arrived for you. Step out. It is time for you to die."
Wow, that's such a...
Does anybody here know a Celestrina?
She moved, actually. She doesn't live here anymore.
Celestrina says, wow, that's what an appealing invitation. So Celestrina is hiding in her room at the end of the ooze's turn, actually, right before the round restarts. It makes the create bonfire dex save.
Fails.
And that's 2d8, which is going to be 12 fire damage.
12
Heck
fire
yeah.
damage. Absolutely. All right.
I love that we
12 fire
just,
damage.
are going to have a nice burn spot on the floor here from, molten blood.
It's to cover up the boiled blood stains.
Yeah,
the bonfire stains.
Okay.
It actually, when blood is heated, it congeals into like a sludge.
Ooh, maybe
And
it's getting
then-
like slowed or something.
So as it's sludging up, then what happens?
Like,
Are you asking me
It
what
sludges
happens?
up, then it burns?
It becomes black and acrid, and it smells overwhelmingly of iron.
Okay.
It starts to steam after it starts bubbling, but it bubbles kind of like if you've ever made mac and cheese sauce. It bubbles like flour, like a roux bubbles.
Okay, great. I love that.
It
That
smells
is
terrible, but it doesn't really smell like blood. It smells like metal.
Okay, cool. So
Cool.
you are having a very heavy metal sensory experience in this room,
Hey.
Celestrina,
I
as
love it.
as the nose of this is alerting, is scary, is terrifying, is
You're getting
disgusting.
hints of iron.
It's giving iron.
So Celestrina is cowering over here around the corner. There's an ooze attacking her. She doesn't have her armor on because, I don't know. Look, I'm an elf. If any of us should have our armor on, it should be me. But as Celestrina, she's she wanted to take a bath. She's not going to do that. I just feel like as a character, she's someone who values her luxury. And so I think it's great that I have 11 AC right now. For those of you at home, that's not sarcasm. That's just how I talk. And I'm trying to get back into the vibe of painting a picture because I'm usually good at that in combat, but I haven't been doing that today. So, she's cowering, she's sassing back at whoever the crap that is, because all I have is Bayou, not Bayou. I only have is Zinsha and Erish's description of what's happening out there. Honestly, I feel like they can handle it. Probably. I don't know what's going on out there, but it's fine. I'm doing a great job with this thing. Whatever's happening with this thing, I think I'm killing it. So,
Is your shadow bubble still active?
no, that went away a long time ago.
Oh, I've been operating as though it were. So
I
then it is
apologize.
going to. So then, given that it is gone, it will have moved off of that.
Oh, okay,
And
cool.
it is going to put itself here so that you have to opportunity attack it, but is so that it can't be shot from outside too much.
Sure. Okay.
So
Yeah,
then
we can
it
just resolve
probably
the
would not
opportunity attack.
take the bonfire. So I'm going to add that back. That was
We can. Okay, sure. Okay, I hit with my thing, and now I get to do 2d8 again. But instead of fire damage, it's a different kind.
You're attacking? You're using
The opportunity
your sword?
attack? You said that I get an opportunity attack?
No.
Oh, I don't. Okay, sorry.
No. Sorry, please continue. So your
Okay,
turn.
yeah, add the damage back. It can move. Cool. Well, yeah. So I'm cowering. Honestly, if they're targeting me, I kind of feel like I like my chances with the blood ooze. You know, like
Okay.
I feel like if this is the vibe here, like I'm chilling more than I would be out there. I think they can handle that personally. So let me think. Do I want to be doing another bomb? I feel like it can just keep moving around if I do that. So let's do an illusory strike, illusory feint.
Cool.
And we've seen this take psychic and radiant damage, and it's been normal, right?
Yep.
Okay. So then, well, I'll use that, I guess. I am gonna have a 25.
Hits.
Okay, and I'm going to. I guess I'm actually doing pretty good on health, surprisingly. So I'm gonna do all the damage normal. So I'm gonna have it all psychic damage using my emerald longsword. I hit for 7 psychic damage, and that I love to do 2d8. Oh wait, no, actually it's 3d8 because I hit on the first attack. 9 psychic damage.
9 whole psychic damage.
Yeah, that's okay. So like as
Killing
we've
it.
established, sometimes you roll 1s, 2s, and 3s, and that's fine.
So now I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as the blood, as you connect with this, as the sword connects with the ooze, the blood shoots down your arm and starts to draw blood from your own veins.
No, don't do that. 15.
15. Me to beat it.
Yay!
So you feel it start to suck blood out of you, but it is unable to do so. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Well, you know, I think I'm gonna go here, over there by the bed. So this way, I'm maybe I'll shove it into the corner at some point in the future, and then maybe I'll make a grasping shadows. Why not? Maybe there's a shadow sphere in case that's helpful for anything ever.
Cool. All right.
That's my turn.
Next up is the mage itself. It is going to look at the party. And it is going to let's see here. Let's get a good
How did it get in the room?
Just like casually strolled in.
It materialized out of blood.
Oh, the elemental died and it came out of the blood?
No, we came before the elemental
Bayou got out of the Bayou walked out of the room and it released a held action.
I see.
And so you would not have. Why is it saying that? There we go. Okay. And so we're gonna go. It's gonna take. Let's see here. 2 steps back. And then it is going to drop an Everard's black tentacles on the ground here.
Dick move.
Yes.
Guy.
Something like that.
So
you say that about every tentacle move.
I need a so as you kind of step forwards, he says, Celestrina, Cranouche knows of you. You will come, you will serve. Come! Die! Or your friends will take your place. And I need strength saving throws. As Bayou, you are no longer restrained, but you do have tentacles lashing all over your feet and legs.
Do I have to roll this at disadvantage, or I'm not restrained before this
You are
happens?
no longer restrained.
Great.
It's normal.
Oh, hey, I rolled a normal dice roll. How great is that? And what did you say? I'm sorry, what saving throw?
Strength.
Okay, good, because I have a -1 for strength. So that's going to be a 15.
A 15. 4 plus 3 plus 8 is 15. Meet it, beat it.
Fantastic.
You take 6 bludgeoning damage as you feel these tentacles try to start to wrap around you.
Did we regain hit points? Like, could we have taken a short rest in this time?
No,
okay,
no,
sorry.
you
I have
already...
my old. Oh, okay. I have my hit points from the last. Okay, great. Sorry. Continue.
You are using the new Bay character stat block, Bay 24.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it kept my hit points from the last.
Huh.
It doesn't matter.
I made that brand new today. Here we go. I'm learning. So yeah, and then it will step back. I also need a saving throw from Erish.
Oh, this is a long spell then, huh? Okay.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let me draw the mark.
Was it like a? Is it like a line, a cone, a sphere, a circle?
It is a
square?
A square of writhing tentacles that rips up out of this carpet as they're kind of like writhing tentacles, like hundreds of pseudopods made out of blood, that are kind of surrounding you in darkness, and then kind of crashing down around you, attempting to hold you down.
Okay, and it's a strength saving throw, you said?
Strength save. Yep.
Okay. La da 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 da.
Also, blood tentacles. What a.
Oh, great. Oh, no. Ah, beans.
Beans.
It's a 4.
It's a 4. You gain the restrain condition, and you take 15.
My favorite.
You take 12 bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
Could be worse.
Next, and the space is treated as difficult terrain.
Don't I ignore that? I think I do.
Oh, because of the parkour.
You do have the restraint condition.
Because of the parkour.
Next up here is, so as this comes up and he shouts out for Celestrina, Zinsha, you poke your head around the corner, you see your friends mired in a morass of tentacles that have erupted out of the carpet.
Okay. And the ooze is still alive, right?
Yeah.
You hear Celestrina still tussling with it in the next room.
Okay. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3.
I'm angry too, because it
1, 2,
just
3.
tried to suck my blood when I hit it with my cool sword.
Okay. We're gonna try to kill this thing. Does it have resistance to piercing? Do I know that have I even hit it with it? I don't think I've hit it with a dagger. Never mind.
You have hit it with the dagger.
Yeah, you because last turn your first
did
attack
it do
killed
any? It did normal damage.
Yeah. No. It was halved, but
okay.
But you still get force damage.
Yeah, I'm going to roll to hit it with a dagger, which I do every turn. So I should do.
Yay!
Get
nat
him.
1 on the first one. All right.
Yay!
And then do I want to spend the rest of my movement now?
So
or...
Bayou, you should heal that energy back. So Zinsha runs forward into the room, and stabs out at it with throws a dagger across the room that just bounces off the gelatin harmlessly.
Right, and then I'm going to use my offhand. It's off the table. That's another nat 1, 2 in a row. We love that.
It is a great time to be a thrown weapon specialist in D&D. So as Zinsha is bouncing, like skipping stones, bouncing knives off of this fine woodwork here in this bedroom, you hear dum dum dum. Bayou, you are up.
No.
Zinsha, you still have something you want to do?
Yeah, so that was my free thing. I still have an attack action to make. I'm gonna move 20 feet in like a circle, like dot, and do like kind of a run around kind of thing where I pivot off the ground to get my momentum strike. And I'm gonna use my spear for my final attack, which is magic.
Oh wait, so Alistair's gonna like, oh wait, you can keep doing it, but that's happening.
I'm gonna roll. 8 plus 8 is 16. Does a 16 hit?
For sure.
Okay, so that's my spear is D6 plus D6 force damage plus D6 momentum plus 4 strength.
Are you attacking one-handed or two-handed with it?
Two-handed.
So D8.
Okay, and then I think I have 2 weapon masteries, right? I think I have weapon mastery.
Oh my god, weapon masteries.
Which, let me just read what that is. Sap. If you hit a creature with this weapon, the creature has disadvantage on its next attack roll before the start of your next turn, which I think
this is already sapped. So just so you know, because I just hit it last turn, and I also have sap.
Okay, well, I'm gonna
double sapped.
Yeah, double sap.
These dice plus 4 strength plus a magic weapon is 5. So this plus 5. 15. Sorry, I need to tell you how the damage is. 8 plus 5, 13 piercing and 2 force.
Okay, wicked. Cool. It goes through, nearly unimpeded.
Oh, it moves
with the piercing damage. Yep.
Whoa.
It doesn't move, but it does not move. No, that was just a macro going off. It takes you deal another slash, and the magic holding this together, it seems to be actively leaking and kind of pouring out over the floor here.
Okie dokie. And I have a bonus action, but I don't think I have anything to do with it. Yep.
Cool. Freaking wicked. Next up here is Bayou. Bayou, if you didn't heal back the 12 damage I dealt you, make sure you heal it back, because I misread my spell. Erish, on the other hand, does suffer the consequences.
Okay, fantastic.
So you're vibing.
Yeah, we're vibing over here. I am no longer anything. I'm good now. Okay, sorry. I am gonna go ahead. So I don't see an area of effect. Are the tentacles still about, or have they gone?
Yep, the tentacles are behind you, wrapped around Erish.
Oh, they're over here. I see. Okay.
For some reason,
I see
it's
it now.
defaulting to orange.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast Guardian of Faith.
Okay.
Next to the mage.
Okay.
Guy.
What is that?
Heck yeah. Tell me more.
So a large spectral guardian appears and hovers for the duration of in an unoccupied space that you can see within range. The first time it moves into, let's see, an enemy that moves into space within 10 feet of the guardian, or
starts its turn
there, has to make a dex saving throw, and then
20 radiant damage.
It lasts 8 hours.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and then I don't have a cantrip. That's a bonus action, so that's what I'm gonna do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, that's an action. You don't have a bonus action. Okay, great.
No,
so
that's
you call down your spiritual weapon disappears.
It disappeared. I lost concentration when I got paralyzed. Yeah.
Right. All right. So we have our kind of square here for our guardian. What does your guardian look like?
What does my guardian look like? I am going to say that As Bay is moving into this like sort of unsure space, the idea of a guardian has changed a little bit in their mind. And so instead of like where previously it would have been like a literal, like a super literal interpretation of like a being made of water, it's now a being made of light. And
Okay.
the light maybe still maintains some of the like properties of water, but it's like a much less literal interpretation.
Okay, cool. This kind of appears beside the mage as they sort of as they stumble backwards away from it. It's wrath about to fall down on top of them. Erish, you are restrained. You can spend an action to try to make a strength saving throw to get yourself unstuck. Or you can try to do something from your restrained position.
I think I'm going to do something fun, and we'll see if it works.
All right.
Arish, restrained, saying, kind of in her mind is, two can play at that game. And she, in her restrained position, is able to form and say the hand signs to attempt to cast Grave Grasp at first level at the mage.
Okay, cool. What do I need to do?
So this is going to be a spell attack roll on my side, which I think, looking at its attack rolls, do get disadvantage on my end because I'm restrained.
Yep.
But nonetheless, we persist.
Nevertheless, we continue.
Yeah. So that's going to be a +7, and my roll here because of my armor. Okay. So that's going to be an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay.
Yep.
So what you see is two spectral bony hands come out from the ground beneath this mage and grasp and hold because the mage on a hit is now restrained.
Cool.
And while restrained in this way, the target cannot regain hit points. The target or another creature within 5 feet of the target can use its action to free the target, ending the restraint condition. Yada yada. At higher levels, I can target more than one. But basically,
Beautiful
I just
synergy.
made him restrained.
Yeah,
So
you take that.
It forces the restraint condition on it.
Yep, and it has to spend its action to get out of the restraint.
Absolutely.
Basically. And it can't regain hit points while this specific grasp is on it.
That's nice. And this is a concentration effect?
It does. If I was looking on the sheet here, would it have the C next to it for concentration?
You're looking on Erish's sheet?
Yeah.
I'm not sheet. Here we go. Feature spells.
I don't think it's concentration. I think it just.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. It has it until it frees itself, or one of its allies spends an action to free it.
Which it is strikingly few on allies recently. And so as Erish reaches out and causes a hand to lurch forward and hold this creature in place, fighting fire with fire, the ooze tumbles forward in the next room, lashing out again at Celestrina. That'll be a 13 hit.
Minus a D4. Butterflies, get in the way of this thing.
A 12 to hit.
That's gonna hit. Okay, we'll roll a D6 for my last mirror image, and I got a 6. So that's gonna take off the last mirror image, which is actually annoying because I was hoping it would hit me, but that's okay. My mirror image gets used up, and it there was 2 of us, and this thing who just absolutely cannot land a hit on me after the very first one. Now that I'm wise to its tricks, finally takes out my last remaining defense.
And the
Did
spotlight
you say it's the last pillar?
Pillar?
Yeah, like caterpillar. But
Yeah.
also
Yes.
like
I definitely would say that. Thank you.
And the spotlight stays on you. What would you like to do? Top of the order.
Okay. So I have a question for you, Molly. I went in this room. I asked you about the windows. What's out the windows?
What's out the windows? Is a beautiful view of the University of Admors.
Yeah. How high is this building? This is like an apartment. Like
This is a third floor walk up.
3rd floor. So we're on the 3rd floor, and below us is just straight up a drop.
Out the window is the drop. Yep.
Okay. All right. So that's not that's not really going to be a great escape route for me then, I think. Unfortunately, but that's okay. That's fine. That's okay. You know, I'm okay. So I've learned my, okay, wait. So Penny attacked it with a spear and did not get sucked.
Yep.
I feel like I would know if I had gotten sucked.
Yep. That's the case. You did not.
Especially if it was your first time.
Your arm.
Cool. All right. So maybe it was just because I bloodied it or something, but that's going to give me like some confidence that maybe it's safe to attack again. Hopefully. I can't imagine what would be different. Sure. Okay. It didn't. So it's like it crawled up my arm and stuff, right? So like that did not happen visually to Zinsha. So, let's do that. Let's attack. Let's use Illusory Feint again.
Okay. Going into an
22.
ad break.
Are we an ad break?
Yeah, I haven't run one since we just started.
Okay.
So I was just like, I gotta hit it or I'm gonna forget.
Okay, great. Well, I'll roll damage then, and then we'll
Cool.
have it when we come back in.
Yep.
The Illusory Feint, does it add force damage? Because I don't know that it matters, but
Psychic. I don't know.
Psychic. Great.
So
So it's psychic. You're right. It's all psychic.
Molly.
what's up, Aya?
Whatever thing I just cast. I keep wanting to say Spirit Guardians, but that's the thing I always cast. This is a different thing.
Guardian of Faith.
Guardian of Faith is not concentration.
Cool.
Yeah.
Which is
it
pretty
just
sweet.
lasts 8 hours.
Pretty sick.
Pretty
I think
nasty, bro.
quite a sweet. This is it, because like you're 7th level now, you get like 1 4th level spell a day, and they're like crazy more powerful than the 3rd level.
Well, but I
ones.
figure like we're probably gonna go to bed after this.
No.
so
No,
might
that's
as
what I'm saying is this
What
spell
was
is
your
awesome.
damage, Adora?
Yes. 21 psychic damage. So Celestrina, having lost her final, because last time I rolled really bad, but this time I rolled good. So Celestrina, having lost her final mirror image, is kind of ticked off about that. So she uses the spell Illusory Feint to make a mirror image again. It's temporary, but she feels better about it a little bit at least. Another Celestrina appears in her space, and they both stab from different directions. The ooze sits there, and actually, here's what the ooze says. And then she connects with one of them because it wasn't really trying to dodge that. Well, anyway, it's an ooze. And her magic, crazy, spiny sword like sinks in deep to the ooze, and the ooze's very, very active brain feels 21 points of psychic damage from the illusion, and from the sword itself, which also deals psychic damage.
How does it look? How does putting this thing as it explodes? What is it? What is Celestrina doing? How do you put this thing in the dirt?
Well, the sword goes all the way in, and then it glows with purple energy. Penny, not pink. Mine is purple. In fact, mine is purple blue, and weirdly, multicolor. It glows with this energy, and it explodes it from the inside. But only it explodes from the inside and splatters Zinsha and Celestrina, but that was also part of the illusion. So we're actually fine. It's not like everywhere. It just kind of has the vibes of being everywhere because it was psychic damage. So it wouldn't make that much sense if it did actually explode necessarily.
So it looks for a second as though it's kind of going to spray everywhere, and then it kind of spreads out into a big puddle along the ground.
Yeah, that sounds good. We're kind of ducking out of the way, and then it just kind of like, so we're like, okay, well, that was anticlimactic, I guess. So, I guess I know that they're after me, but we've established that this is a 3rd floor. I don't know. I feel like the windows are still appealing to me a little bit. There's like curtains. Like how I have a rope, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like
What?
I'm just looking.
What is the plan here?
How much? I just don't know how helpful it's gonna be for me to go out there, you know, and fight. Like they're after me. Like I feel like it'll mostly be annoying. Like if anything, they'll be forced to chase after me, and then you all have an opportunity to like attack or whatever. You know what I
I
mean?
love that that's Celestrina's first instinct, though.
Hey, Celestrina, where are you going?
Actually,
halfway out the window.
Yeah, like 1 foot out the door, like out the window, like
just doing my stretches, Superintendent.
Actually, I have a question. Molly. What about the roof?
Answer.
Is the roof right above us? Is it a total of 3-story building?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try and climb onto the roof.
Okay.
That seems like a good idea. Maybe someone will see me, and I'm gonna use my Kenku ability. I don't know. I assume this will happen next turn, but that's the idea. I'm going to the window. I have no more movement. I'm at the window, ready to start climbing next turn.
Sorry, my Kenku ability?
Yes, we reflavored the Kenku.
Okay, I missed that, but that's
species.
fine. That's cool. Love it. You definitely don't have the actions to get out the window and onto the roof. You made the attack this turn.
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, no, that's what I said. It'll happen next turn. I'm going to the window and getting ready to potentially go out the window. I don't have to, you know, but I feel like I'm gonna peer out. If it looks precarious, I probably won't do it because I could just die. But I'm feeling pretty good. So
as this happens, the Blood Mage will sear for 20 radiant damage as the Guardian leans down and smites it. As this happens, the mage will look down and cast Dispel Magic on the thing holding it in place. And it will begin to run.
Is it his turn?
Yeah. It went.
He took the damage.
He started within. Did he take the damage from my?
Yeah, he took the damage.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
There's no rolls. It's just 20, so that's crazy.
No, he has to make a saving throw.
I did. Yeah, I failed.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just completely missed that.
You're good.
Molly, does the tentacles real quick, because is that a concentration spell or is that just a trap?
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay.
And it saves.
Okay.
So and then they are going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. Do I have? I don't have any bonus actions because we used a magic already. And that will be the end of its turn. Next up is Zinsha. Zinsha, you hear some slurping and pounding in the next room as a spout of radiant magic slams into this creature. What would you like to do?
What creature are you referring to? You're not referring to the one in the room with me, right?
Nope, that one's dead.
This is a corpse of an ooze. I can't see anything out of the room on Foundry, so
yeah.
I'm gonna real quick. Celestrina, what are you doing at the window?
Oh, well, I'm just kind of getting a feel for the space. You know, if they're chasing after me, maybe getting outside, getting some help. If they have to keep chasing after me, and you all can take, you know, I'm exploring my options.
Okay, I'm going to run up to Celestrina, and I'm going to attempt to grapple you.
Okay. Do you look like
a dexterity or strength saving throw, Celestrina?
Sure. I mean,
let me get you a DC. It's 8 plus proficiency plus strength, right? 15, and it's grapples. So I think it's.
Is grapple handled differently in 2024?
It is. It's just a saving throw, and it uses an attack. What did you roll with?
17. A strength. A strength save is 17.
Okay.
But if you, I don't know, like if you, okay, go for it. Yeah, I mean, if you want to like talk to me about it or whatever, but I think this
you
is
can't
fun.
run away. You got to fight the bad guys. I don't know that much, but I know you have to fight the bad guys, and I'm gonna try to grapple you again, clearly intending to like drag you back to the fight.
Okay. I fail.
Okay, so
you can run on walls. You could just take me up to the roof now.
But that's not where the magic guy is. Okay, I'm gonna use this opportunity to use my magic item that I haven't been able to use in combat yet. I'm going to shoot a magical zip line in a straight line up to 250 feet. So it's going to go in a straight line from me out the door as far as it can go.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to zip us 50 feet in a straight line, which I think is about...
Yeah, keep going. I'm in character. I'm Celestine.
About here, go wee! And then I'm going to let go of you, and I'd be like, have at him, Celestrina.
Do you know nothing about strategy? Ugh, we're going to have a conversation
What strategy?
about this later. Yeah, okay, all right, I get it. A conversation later.
Okay, and you are also, please come move to where I am.
Yeah. That's great.
Cool. And that
Duly noted, Zinsha's never going to let any of us out of combat. Zinsha will always make sure we will be fighting.
I was created with a clear purpose, all right? And if you guys cannot get on that level of just having a reason to exist, then you guys can come along for the ride. How about that?
Oh, I do. We'll have a conversation about this later.
Okay. All right. That's my entire turn. That is all my action economy. Dragging another player back into the room.
Next up is New Bay.
Oh, good. Okay. Alrighty then. You know what we're gonna do?
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna. Oops. Why you do this, Foundry? We're gonna run up. We're gonna run up to him. And guess what we're gonna do, Molly?
You're gonna hit me with a mace.
With an inflict wounds.
I'm gonna inflict wounds on him.
Inflict some wounds on me. Let's see that
do
nat
it.
20.
It's a con.
They did cut the damage of inflict wounds. It's only 2d10 now.
I know, disappointing. It's okay though.
Are you casting? Is it more if you have like a higher spell slot?
Of course.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cast it. Oh no, I'll cast it a second. We'll cast it a second level spell slot. So it's 3d10.
Yeah, for
Do
posterity.
you want to use the luck
for
point
all time's
to
sake.
give yourself advantage?
So that would be giving you disadvantage, rather.
That would be giving
Sure.
you advantage because it's a attack roll.
Oh, it's a
No,
save
it's
now.
a con saving throw.
New inflict wounds is a save.
con save.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a con saving.
No, I don't think you can.
Well, no, I
You
think I
can.
can use
You
it to
can
do
give
disadvantage.
Do you want
Yeah,
to force
that's
me to
part
do
of it.
disadvantage?
Yeah, yes, I do.
I love
Yeah.
this that you're
Yes,
like
I do.
using.
So yes, you do that, and it fails.
I love
It
that you're
fails?
using like
Yep.
all of your resources. You're like higher level spell slot and lucky just to like simulate like old like wounds from like way back in the day. You know?
It's Bay's signature.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it was
It's
like
the
Odyssey's
Scarlet signature.
It's
Hold on.
Scarlet, not Bay.
That's gonna be a 17.
A 17. All right, wicked.
17 points.
This
of
creature
damage.
becomes bloodied.
Where is the Guardian of Faith, by the way?
There's a blue box.
It is a
far in
blue
the
box.
south.
It's down here. Come stand by my guy.
Oh, it's big.
Yeah, he big.
Cool.
Celestrina, come over here and
Four
stand by
by
this
five.
guy.
It's gonna go great. No trap. Eris, you're up. You are restrained. What would you like to do?
Okay.
I think. I think Erish just wants to take this guy down, and you see, oh, this is gonna be spicy. Bay, I'm so sorry. Erish is going to yell and let out a cacophony of a wave of agony. It is going to be a 15-foot cube originating from Erish.
Okay.
And
You can have that not hit.
Oh. I didn't know if it was one of those that had to be straight in front or if I can kind of tile it around. But if I can tile it around, then I won't have a hit Bay.
Yeah. Well, you can just.
How kind.
Yeah. You're fine.
Oh yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to hit my friends, right? That's not the intention. I thought I was locked into a straight like. Anyway, so I need a con saving throw, please.
We have a
DC 14.
we have a 14 on the die.
So it succeeds. So unfortunately, my plan didn't work as well, but they will still be taking 3d8 necrotic damage halved. Oh! Okay. 16, 22. So 22 halved to 11 points of necrotic damage. I rolled two
Okay,
8s and a
cool.
6.
We're not totally dead here. This is great. And as this happens, we come around to Celestrina. You've been yoked out as Erish lets a bevy of even more necrotic energy out. And
that
you
trigger-
you see the Avard's black tentacles. I got to make a concentration check. It passes. What would you like to do?
Celestrina blows a piece of her hair out of her face. All right. Well, we're going to have several conversations later, but whatever. She's going to run forward over here and use Bloodletting Bite to throw a hand axe at this guy.
You got to crit and insta-kill him right here so that my decision was the most valid thing.
I have no way of getting advantage right now, and like because Josephine ate the frickin' plant, so 17.
Foolish.
Or
traits.
it might not be 17 actually. It's like 17. Sorry.
Wow. I didn't realize it could be a ranged weapon use.
Yeah.
Never on you. So it's 17 to hit.
Yes.
All right, wicked. Yeah, that hits. Let's see how much the damage is.
Not that much actually, because it's just a D6 hand axe plus strength, which is only 2, right? So that's 6 damage from the hand axe, but then I get to do my 2d12 necrotic damage from Bloodletting Bite. 13 necrotic damage. So 6 plus 13 damage. And they are vexed. Weapon mastery. The next attack against them has advantage.
They collapse into
Nice!
a pool of blood. And as you know, here's just people I want to do. I need a dexterity saving throw from Bayou. As the gem sizzles and explodes.
That's gonna be 16.
You will only take 10 force damage as you are blown backwards 10 feet as this creature dies, and we will exit initiative here.
And I'm cheering behind you. I'm like, yeah, I knew you could do it.
Can we do it? Can we do an ad and like regroup?
Yeah, let's add and regroup. Here we go. We are waiting and we're out.
Okay, so what's the plan now?
The next part of the bones is going to be go to bed, and tomorrow see what are you going to do to contribute in the city. So it's kind of a much more role play heavy. We're thinking like table LARPy, like big picture poetry. Your character is a hero. What are they doing going around the city to help shore things up? And we'll do some rolls to kind of give me some things to go off of.
Cool.
Okay. And so we'll do that round robin. We'll kind of do 2 days each. So we'll just kind of go around the circle twice, and then we'll call it a thing. Cool beans?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Sounds good.
So we got 10 seconds here.
Molly, will you remind me, and I'm going to say it so that hopefully one of us will remember when we're done to talk to you about boundary visibility? When we're done.
Sure. 100%. Yeah, I want to see what you're dealing with. So we are back in here. So
yeah, let's play the Zinsha and Celestrina stuff too. We won't take a lot of time, but yeah. So I threw the axe. As soon as you pull me out there, I'm annoyed. I pick out an axe, I imbue it with necrotic energy and fling it at this guy, and it lodges in the middle of their head, and they explode in a pool of blood, damaging Bayou. What does Zinsha say?
I knew you could do it. You didn't have to run away. You should believe in yourself more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because that's what I need help with. Like, listen, there's so many. Okay. First of all, they were after me. You know what? Okay, we'll talk about this later. But if you're gonna be hanging out with us, then we're gonna need to make sure that we're on the same page as far as tactics go. All right. Because that was obviously it worked out this time.
So tactics
but doesn't mean that it's going to work out next time.
So would an example of tactics be like I see someone making a bad decision, exposing themselves out in the open where we don't know anything outside of the room might exist, and abandoning all of their closest allies to a dangerous mage, so I pull them back into the fight. Would that be like an example of tactics?
Absolutely, it would if that had happened. Yes. Yeah, that's not what
that's
happened,
cool.
but it's okay.
Oh, okay.
That's why we have to have a conversation.
And Zinsha does not clock that Celestrina is being snarky right now. Does not recognize that. Is just like feeling really good about all the decision making.
So excited to have a planning and tactics and strategy meeting later.
So, as these pools of fetid blood settle into the Ohabala State House, the Ohabala visitors' residence here, the party is able to. Well, what would the party like to do?
I would like to
You
go
still
talk to
trust this
the
place?
people who put us up here and kind of first like let them know about the breach, discuss how they found us, discuss if there's any security measures they can put in place, etc.
So you will talk with I'll say Exarch Scotty, SCADDE. And they are kind of like the mayor of Ohabala town here.
Cool.
And so they'll say, you were attacked. It's kind of this I want to say halfling and orc are what I always go to with this group. We'll say it's a Harengon.
Yeah. Oh, yes. They were after me in particular. What exactly are the security measures that you have in place for places like this?
Well, it's typically not a military. It's not like a great bunker.
Uh-huh.
It's more of like a place where like an academic would come and lecture.
Right.
Would like relax.
Well, didn't they teleport in?
You saw them come in through the cracks in the tiles.
Uh-huh.
Saw them manifest.
I don't know. It's not like they walked through the door.
Do you have any places that have any kind of magical defenses?
Sure. Yes, we can definitely furnish you with that. No problem.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. Listen, I have some other ideas. Why don't we sit down for a minute? I'm just a little ticked off about this since I really needed some trance time after that and still haven't gotten to have any. So thanks for your accommodations.
No problem. And they'll take you to like a they'll take you to a vault similar to the one that Llewellyn was kept in for that night. And they'll say, this is probably the safest place. I mean, I realized the thing happened with your friend here, but usually the problem doesn't come from the inside. So as long as none of you are trying to eat each other, you should be good.
I'm okay with being done with this role play interaction. I feel like we go into what I'm envisioning is we like walk off screen and Celestrina starts to describe her various ideas for security with them. And like, so then later we can like introduce what those might actually be.
So you're set up in kind of cots in a strange kind of makeshift. Maybe this will be your spot for a while in a makeshift kind of bunker here in the University of the Ohabala.
I am summoning a army of caterpillars to take nice furniture into it for me.
Very slowly.
All these caterpillars begrudgingly drag love seat after love seat after love seat after
It's only love seats.
And it's only love seats. So you all end up sleeping on just pushed together love seats.
A single
and
chaise
Celestrina and Erish are pissed. The other two of you are comfortable as all heck. But Celestrina at 6'4" and Erish at 6'7" with horns are crunched in this space.
I think at that point, Erish just like lays on the floor, just like military, like lay down, like rolls out a bedroll, and is just like, I'm good.
Celestrina is gonna stack more like cushions so that they, and then I can put 4 of them together. I don't know. She's clever. She'll figure
It's like
something
once
out.
upon a mattress going on here. You see Bayou slip a pea in the middle of the.
No, Bay's like doing a nest, a full nesting.
Yeah, Bay has like 4 of them like upside down, so it's like a fort.
Exactly.
And so now that everyone's done the Zinsha thing, Zinsha, how are you setting up in this?
Now that everyone else is lying on the ground,
yeah,
I'm like, what are the beds for?
Bay's on the beds. They're piled on top of all the.
Yep, Bay's using the structure of the couches as a fort and the cushions on the ground as a bed.
I see. Well, I can curl up pretty much anywhere dark. I look very much like a sleeping lizard. I don't know if you know what a sleeping lizard looks like.
Cute.
Imagine a lizard, but it's like not moving, sort of. Okay, so okay.
Thank you for painting that word picture for us. That brought me there.
I would very much appreciate if the other people in the party could fill me in on what's a Hijra and why they want Celestrina in the specific. Because I thought, like, I figured, okay, so before I came here, it's like there's good guys and there's bad guys, and that makes sense to me. But now I'm finding out that there's more than one kind of good guy and more than one kind of bad guy.
Yes, although you don't really have to worry about this right now. You're just the one who chained up your dragon.
Oh, okay.
And
why are they
after
you and not me?
Out of character, didn't something happen last session where they said, we're going to come after you, Celestrina?
Yep.
Can you remind me what that was?
Uruhanu, in the final throes, warned you that Kranush was going to send everything he had after you.
Well, you remember when you appeared here in this city, right?
In the place with the thing where we killed her?
Exactly. So what they were trying to do there was summon your dragon mommy and further chain her power. What we did was stop them from doing that. So they're mad at me because I stopped them from doing something bad. So it's all pretty simple, really. I mean, I would love nothing more than to get into the nuances of good and evil, morality, ethics, and everything with you. But I don't think we need to do that right now. Things are pretty simple at the time.
I've never seen a nuance, so I don't really know how to do that.
Really? Like an old aunts, but
okay. All right.
It's
all right, wicked. Anything else you want to tie up before we go on to the next day?
We're long resting now.
We're long resting now.
Okay.
So we will come back over here. I'm going to push a map. Oh, I already have to y'all, and I'm going to switch us over on the view here. So we have our view of the city. What, as you have in kind of markings of some different places where that have been important for the past seasons. As you are approaching the next day, you have a few days before, you have 2 days before that the Giants' forces will arrive in earnest, not just these little trickle-ins, assassination attempts. So what is your, what kind of things are you focusing on, Erish, on your first day here, kind of helping them shore up defenses? What is Erish looking for?
I think Erish, being an infiltrator herself, kind of in profession, and with last night's attack, is going to really try to see if she can rally some of the city's maybe spy masters or anything like that, or other people who are espionage inclined, and try to see if there are if they can essentially early root out any forces that might be hanging out a while trying to like investigate beforehand, being as like if there's already forces infiltrated here, it's her thought being it could turn the tide of things maybe in Hodmor's favor, which they don't want. So trying to get ahead of that is her objective on this first day.
So you have two options. The party will point you at a sooty foxkin that works kind of in underworld dealings, and you also have a wizarding nepo baby who's very connected. Who would you rather deal with? Those are your two options.
That's tough.
That is tough.
I feel like I'm just gonna go with my gut here. We're gonna go with the sooty foxkin.
All right, wicked.
I like them, you know.
Wicked. So you end up you climb down a sewer grate and you walk deeper into this underworld, so to speak, and you arrive to Ember's lair, where an even smaller fox, kind of like an actual animal fox, is kind of skittering around and climbing all over you. How are you going about? What are you kind of asking her about as an underworld connection?
I think Erish would ask any hint of assassins, Hadmor's force that might be going unnoticed by the city guard. Stuff for us to keep an eye out on.
Okay. So kind of with that, with Ember, I'm gonna have you make me a survival or an investigation check. As you and Ember, this to kind of represent Ember and yours diving into the underworld on the first day to see what you can figure out.
Well, that's a 5 on investigation.
You spend a lot of time down at the docks because you're like, there's got to be something sketchy down at the docks, and you're fixated on this one shipment, that this one ship that seems to just kind of like lollygag back and forth. It goes into port, it goes out to port, it goes into port, it goes out of port, and you're just fixated on it, and you can't get your mind off of it for some reason. And before you know it, the day has slipped by you. Speaking of which, Bayou, what would you like to do on your first day of prep? First of 2.
Bay, they're gonna move into the city. Has the entire city been evacuated already?
There are still
there's
still some people moving out. There are still disc trains leaving.
Okay, so Bay's gonna go to the city and help with the evacuation, paying particular attention to like the disparities that they're seeing in the different areas of the city, and like those areas of the city that are more neglected, whose people are more neglected, and kind of like taking note of that and trying to give extra care to those individuals.
So you immediately dive into the neighborhood called the Spit, which is a tent city perched on the cliffs outside of the external walls of the high temple of the Gallant Dagger. So it's this area down here.
Okay.
I can draw a map on it. It's right down here.
Aha, thank you. Oops.
So if you zoom in, there's a bunch of tents kind of perched on the cliff, and there are very thin walkways that kind of will take you further in. And so you immediately you notice that there is very little supplies for the Janurota, and there's very little support coming from the Malgaktar. What would you like to do?
Okay, so that's perfect because I believe I had sort of implied that I was going to try and help them anyways, so I think this is Bay just like following through on that promise. So I imagine that Bay has some connections to whatever, like the relief efforts and like supplies and stuff, would be able to redirect some of that here.
Okay, so you make a are you stealing, are you like trying to like direct them legally, or are you trying to like you're trying to pull favor to get them directed
I
legally?
think, yeah, Bay would be trying to. I don't think Bay would be doing anything explicitly illegal, but since their faith in Admurs, and therefore like the sort of underlying structure and like infrastructure of the society that was based off of Admurs's teachings has also been shaken. So I think maybe they're just like skirting legality.
Okay, cool. So you have a few different options here. Do you want to like you can try to like bluff your way to like basically take over a private train and have the train carry the carry the folks there. You could buy up all the tickets on a ship. You could try to like take some Ohabala money and try to buy up all the tickets on a ship and load as many people as you can onto it. Or you could redirect some food and clothing from the Ohabala efforts in the Thorn to the Spit.
How would I do if I wanted to do the redirection? What would be the mechanism for that?
You could say that, yeah, that's a great question. I mean, that
Okay.
like you could try a bunch of different things.
So if I think I want to try and redirect supplies. I actually, you know what? No, I think I'm gonna try and like kind of like hijack a train car. Not hijack it, but you know what I mean.
Cool.
Trick my way into
All right.
Controlling the people on it.
So you show up and you do your best to bluff your way in, kind of what you do your best disguise act, and you make your way in. Give me a deception or an intimidation check.
Okay. I think I'll probably go with deception. Bay is not terribly intimidating, but let me see here. Okay.
We're used to seeing halflings from like the Aragorn lens of halflings, right? And the reality is halflings around other halflings and in a society where halflings are normal are very scary.
Okay, so neither is great, so it doesn't matter. But I'm still gonna go with deception. I rolled a flat 16.
Oh, that's actually a lot better than I was anticipating. So yeah, so you are able to kind of get you're able to clear out a good amount of the spits, the people who were the most needy, and you're able to kind of shore up relations even better with the Janurota.
Yeah, I also want to make sure I'm working with the leadership of the Janurota, so they know that I'm like heading these efforts off.
Heck yeah. Making a big show of it, be like, look at what I did. Oh,
not like a huge show of it, but I want to make sure definitely we're like in communication, and they have subtle eyes.
All right, Zicha, what you doing?
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read one of my class features out loud just real quick. It does say, during your turn, you have the ability to move up, down, and across vertical surfaces while leaving your hands free. As long as you end that burst of movement on a flat surface, you don't even need like handholds or anything. I think I get very quickly frustrated seeing like laborers in the city carrying things through these like roads and going around buildings and stuff. I'm going to spend almost all of my time helping set up like fortifications and like stocking areas where people might be. And what you see me doing is literally like carrying, I have 18 strength, carrying like 250 pounds of supplies, running up the side of a building, across the building, and then across another building rooftop. And like, it's just worth like, you know, like 20 people's worth of labor just setting up fortifications and stuff.
Maybe you're getting enhanced ability from Bayou, and then you're just like going.
Sure, take
Give
it.
me
I'm like all over the city.
Yeah.
As the strongest free runner has ever been seen.
I knew this was gonna, because it lets me carry things. That's what I wanted to do with this character. It's like grab something and then you are going to see me attempt at one point in this campaign to grapple an enemy, then run on a wall and drop them into a pit, but hasn't come up yet.
I can't wait.
That's awesome.
So give me an athletics check with advantage.
Athletic check with advantage. First roll is a 3. The second roll is an 8, but I do have plus 10, so it's 18 after all said and done.
An 18. You are able to shore up. You see at some points, you see a caravan, strapped to Zincha's back at one point, just like in the movie Hercules, just like a comedy strength training bit going on here, and Zincha is hauling ass across the roofs of the Thorn. You see these apartment buildings like loudly shift on their foundations every time that Zincha takes a step, which is about once per building with how quickly that she's moving in this moment. Clearing up traffic jams and keeping things moving swiftly. Celestrina, what are you getting up to?
Okay, so here's the plan. You can. I don't want to do this if it's not going to do anything. So feel free to tell me that the Hirja's army is like immune to the Thulgis stuff. But my concept is Grandma's been studying my memory book for over a week now, which perhaps I should catch up folks following along at home. Which is that when we went into the like ancient dungeon of Tolgith last season. One of the things that we found in there was a book about memory magic. And when I got back, I gave it to Grandma to study, or like a copy of it, because Grandma kept getting annoyed every time she got zapped by the memory magic. So I was like, all right, chill. Like, it's not us, okay? And like gave it to her to study. So Grandma's been studying that. So I'm going to go to Grandma. Celestrina is going to go to Grandma. And if you want to roleplay that, we can, briefly.
Yeah, Celestrina, nice to see you again. What's up?
Well, I got your letter about what you've found so far in the memory book, and I have an idea for something we can maybe use it for in terms of the siege. Do you have any other powerful mages that are available to help with the setup from Ahabala, perhaps, who can work together with what you've discovered?
Most of the other sages, most of the inquisitors are busy, getting everyone armed and everything. I am actually quite busy with getting my job as armorer here. But
maybe, okay, I just want to point out, I didn't realize that I was doing this, but I did just ask Grandma to find someone for me. And Grandma's grad student Taz is really good at finding people. The right mage for the job.
So the person that you're looking for is someone who can set up magical traps?
Grandma was fine. I just was role playing. I was like, oh, let's get a team of. Let's get it. I was thinking, let's get a team of wizards together just for a little bit and now I'll come out of character. I think. But anyway, So here's my concept. I think that we use the memory magic and or like Tolgith imagery, like take advantage of the existing. There's some piece of powerful magic that is affecting the entire land of Admors. So we can latch onto this power and use it for our own devices. So maybe we set up like siege weapons, like ballista encampments or something, and then we cover it in like Tolgith imagery use the memory magic to like incorporate it into the big spell so that they can't like find out where all these like ballistae, all these like bolts are coming from, or anything like that. Like that's the vibe. So
Okay,
roll with that.
cool. So it's a combination of enchantment and illusion magic to better conceal artillery and ranged forces, right? More or less.
Yeah, any kind of traps or artillery or any kind of encampment. Maybe if we have some like shield generators somewhere that is like we need to keep hidden, anything like that.
Sure. The kind of the obvious answer here is to protect is the wards, which are at there are 4, 6. 1. So there are 1. Come on, ping. Why didn't you let me ping? Is it control click? Whatever. You see in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a green tower. There's a tower with a green cap. On the dagger's edge, there are 2 towers with green caps. In the southern waist, there's another tower with a green cap. And on the high temple of the Gallant Dagger, there are 2 more towers with green caps. These 6 pieces are considered to be like the Great Ward of Admurs, that is like helps it to be like protected from like massive amounts of magic or a massive magical bombardment, right? Like you're not going to be volleying like meteor storms from across the galaxy at this place. So you could try to fortify maybe the one on the southern wastes that's much less taken care of because of the Onoramal presence, the Onoramal neglect of the area recently. So if you want to give me an Arcana check.
Sure. Yeah.
I can take I was
thinking occultism. I was gonna say I think that I'm relying on Guillermo here to do the Arcana. So I'm more thinking about maybe as like a project manager situation. You know, like that's the skill that I'm contributing here is like the like getting different people together to work together on that was my angle here to get charisma.
Okay, so you want to aid her?
Sure, yeah. Let's get Guillermo doing it and whatever bonuses, I'll give her my talisman.
Okay, so we're gonna go for a 24 to patch that up. So it'll be 24, and that you are able to kind of seal up and improve the magic's kind of protecting the southern ward, and it seems as though from the outside when you're looking at it, it seems like even Guillermo, by the time that she's done, like it kind of hurts her to look at it.
My vision for this is that like general knowledge of where the like 6th ward capstone is located is like kind of lost a little bit, but because we have the memory book, we're able to get certain like officials like the like Guillermo and maybe the like Ahabala leader or whatever to be like, and me to be like accepted from that from the magic, like to have that. So that's my vision for that.
I love it. That's an awesome first day here. So next up we have here top of the next day. You all go back to sleep. You're all catching up. Sore. Zinsha is completely. I don't know. Zinsha's probably fine. Just literally a machine made for lifting things.
Basically.
Yeah. No, it is 18 strength. That's how it be. Erish, on the second day before the events of the siege will begin, what are you getting up to?
I think Erish staring at a boat all day, getting enraptured by that. There's got to be something about that boat, and then remembering Hadmor's forces is mostly coming by boat. Right? Is that Hirja? Sorry, Hirja's forces are mostly coming by boat, right?
Yes.
Or is that
That's true.
So Erish runs excitedly to the ship captains and runs to them as like, I have an idea, and then expounds upon how if they have any leftover or decommissioned ships that can be lost to the cause, basically to improve the bay, essentially to make a kind of sunken wall of ship and debris and detritus, so that any ships that might be coming into the bay potentially have an obstacle they would run over and might sink them or help sink them before they can make landfall, is what she's trying to do.
I love it. You can make me a vehicles check. You can make me a
vehicles
check. You can make me a nature check. You can make a water vehicles check. You can make me a what else would work for this?
What would the base be of a water vehicles check?
Int makes the most sense to me. The next thing that I'm thinking of would be survival. As like where do we best place this? Another option I'm thinking is nature.
Okay.
As to like where's the best place to place these ships. A final option might be a let's say like a martialism check, which I would just give you as like
an attack roll, right?
Basically an attack roll to say like this is like we're gonna blow up these ships really well so that it's really a pain in the ass for the others to get through.
Oh boy, that's a choice. You know what? Brute force seems to be my thing. Let's do the martial attack and see how that goes.
All right, give me an attack roll.
So what am I at? Am I just adding like
just
strength
attack roll?
So strength and proficiency, or no proficiency, or because I'm not proficient in ship demolition. All right. Hey, that's much better. That's a 19. That's better than my last roll. I'll take it.
All right, wicked. And so you see by the end of the second day, Arish has effectively flooded the bay with detritus and explosives and has been able to map things out to a decent extent. By you, what are you getting up to on day 2?
Can you give me what? Can you circle back to me? Give me 1 sec.
Zinsha, what are you getting up to on day 2?
If we were being realistic and there was a siege coming and they saw me do what I did on the first day, I don't think there's a world where they let me do anything else on the second day. But for the sake of making a different role and doing something different, I'd like to get a lay of the city, like a lay of the land, using all of the accumulated like naturalistic skills that I've gotten from these last, these long 3 weeks of being a ranger, and see what I can apply to the city layout and just try to get some kind of environmental advantage.
Cool.
Either that or another athletics check to prep the soldiers.
You can scale up and give me, you scale the Temple of the Ziggurat and you climb all the way to the top of the Ziggurat, the High Temple of the Gallant Dagger. And like, there are like Malo Palo people being like, don't climb up there. Stop. And you're just like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just looking. I'm not gonna hurt anything. Make a survival or make a survival check.
Survival and nature are the same for me, so it doesn't matter.
Survival, it makes more sense here.
Yeah. All right. No whammies. I got an 18.
All right. Cool. I am gonna give you. Heroic inspiration for that.
Okay. And very important detail. This is really important. If you're watching at home, don't forget this detail. After getting the lay of the land, you hear "Caw!" and an eagle sound effect plays, and I dive into a stack of hay at the bottom, and then I pop out of the hay completely unharmed. So just important detail. If we're wondering whether Zinsha was an assassin or a Templar, now you know.
Assassino.
And Bayou, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. So, okay, I have a couple questions. I have one question to start. Remind me what happened to I imagine him as a frog. I don't know why. Just like a giant toad man. What is the name of the djinn that Admor's
Tolgeth.
Tolgith?
They
Is he a
are
frog
toad.
man? Did that just come up? No, that was
No,
real.
that is. It is.
Oh,
it
okay,
is
good,
a
good.
frog
Okay,
creature.
real.
There we go. All right. I didn't just make that up. How so what he was banished, he was erased from existence. Remind me, he just died. What?
Admors, after breaking the dam,
Uh-huh.
went forth and removed all of the memories of Tolgith's existence from the followers of Tolgith's religion.
So Tolgith died because he didn't have effectively
no,
died because he didn't have followers.
Tolgith is in a cage somewhere. You were there in the view of you talked Admors down from killing this demigod.
Okay.
Completely.
So do I know like where Tolgith's consciousness is residing currently?
No idea.
Okay. Can I research that? Can I research what sort of imprisonment, like what the options are, where he could have been sent?
You really don't even know where to start.
Okay, can I research how to communicate with dead or banished gods?
Absolutely.
Or gods whose names or memories have been removed.
100% you can do.
Okay.
I will give you a give me
asking a lot of toughies today, Molly.
Give me a religion check.
Great. All right, that's gonna be 11 plus religion 4. Okay, 15.
All right, let me see here. What divination spell am I going to let you cast? For free. School divination. I will give you a I'll give you a cast of divination. So as you go through this, you can ask one question to a memory of a servant of Tolgith.
Memory of a servant?
About memory of a servant. You're not sure if you'll get the god or a speaker of a god.
Okay.
You can ask one question about a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days, to which the DM must offer a truthful reply or a short phrase or cryptic rhyme.
Okay, that will occur in 7 days. Okay, I will ask, what is our most sure path to success with the least loss of life?
I feel like maybe do we
is that too broad?
Answer,
is that too broad?
No. The answer will be, I mean, like, what is the path with the least? So like, there's two questions there. What's the path with the least loss of life? And then what's the path where we're successful?
Well, what's the middle path? What's the path that gives us the greatest chance of success while minimizing the loss of life?
And so they'll kind of lay out this, and you're asking Tolgith this?
If I can. Well, I can't ask him. That wasn't my original plan, but if it has to be about something in the next 7 days, yeah.
No. Or activity to occur. You can ask a question about a specific goal, event, or activity to occur in the next 7 days. I guess, yeah. You do. So yeah, specific goal. The goal is to, all right, stop talking around it. Think about what this creature would say.
You could like answer next time if you want, maybe. Like then
Yeah,
you can like
No.
write up.
I think that this is good. This is getting me to think here. The way to succeed in your goal. Tolgith hates your goal.
But like,
Tolgith wants to see the city destroyed, and so the answer to like what
I have a question though. Would
Yeah.
Tolgith be able to like? This is like a divine communing. Would he
Yeah.
be able? Would they be able to like understand that? Bay is Bay is their best chance at revival at this point, like because Bay is being swayed away from Ardmore. So like helping Bay gain success here could be Tolga's only chance for like.
I don't think that you can communicate that much with it yet, and that is also a point of view that Bay has.
Well, I was just thinking like if he's seeing Bay's soul like bared out, he could maybe see that Bay's like wavering in his whatever convictions.
All right, just say the thing. The way to do it, the way to kind of ride up the middle here is to watch all of your flanks and don't let a single one go unwatched. Don't let a single one go unminded.
Okay, I'll communicate that to everybody. All the powers that be and my allies.
All right, cool. And then we come back around to Celestrina.
I think that I would like to go to Utana'o to request help from the Mithra elves. I'm assuming that yeah, well, if there's all these teleport spells running around.
I don't think there is any. You could reach out for them, but you know that the Mithril elves would already be with the Ethereal Isles elves harrying the navy.
That's sure. Okay. They're already doing stuff where they're going to be doing stuff. Okay, then I would like to go to the Fae, and like basically, from what I can tell, Koshid and Fair Allies are somewhat invested in not having Hirja take over the world. Not because they're like good necessarily, but because Hirja's agenda is not conducive to the cryptic aims of the Fae. So I would like to ask Koshid to help me like go and maybe have an audience or something, like just like go and I can talk to Koshid, or I can go with Koshid to talk to somebody else, or I can go speak to like a court or whatever is fun. But that's the vision.
So the idea is to with Koshid is to kind of negotiate for help from the Fae courts. Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Can I use like abilities that could give me advantage on this?
You can use your talisman, absolutely.
Or the talisman doesn't give advantage, but I have a thing that lets me do that. I'll just do it.
Sure.
Okay. That's bad. I'm looking for my, sorry, I've been looking at other stuff. I'm looking for my persuasion bonus. 7. Okay, so 12, and I'll add a d4 from the talisman, so 16.
They will what they're able to give you is not very much because they're not super invested in your continued existence. Like it's more kind of a game there. So what they will give you as kind of like a thanks for coming is a
yeah, the angle is that they will like their aims are like worse if Herja takes over the city. So maybe it's less about us surviving and more about like getting in the way of Herja's success.
No, I know, but the role, I'm just trying to come up with what the role
Sure,
would be.
yeah, go for
And
it.
so I'm gonna give you a 3rd level cast of conjure summon Fae.
Okay.
Or conjure Fae, sorry.
Cool.
So you can do that once. You get a scroll of it, and that's kind of like, yeah, we'll help you this much, but not too much more. And so when we return, the beat of dragon wings arrives on the horizon. Ships fill the Bay of Hadmurs, and the war will begin. Thank you so much for joining us for another one. For Molly, for Dora, for Penny, for Scarlett, for Trev. Thank you so much, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.